Are you honestly ready? Are you moderately ready?
We're as ready as we're going to be.
I don't see anything written down for your tip. Do you have it in your mind?
He doesn't remember what the
I know
question
what
is.
the tip is.
No, you don't.
Do you know what the tip is? Do you know
Okay,
what the question
$10,000.
is?
Okay.
What's the question?
No, we talked about it yesterday, so that's okay.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what it
There's
is.
a second.
you'll-
I forgot,
no,
I forgot the
we're-
individual. What's the woman's
Ted,
name?
we'll talk about it when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. As long as you know, you just haven't written anything
No,
down.
no, he's looking
and
for
it's
a
too late now.
reminder.
I don't
what
have
the
to.
question
I know
is.
I know what the question is. We actually talked about the question.
Okay, it's too late now. So did you guys realize that in the last?
It's only too late when you're dead. But go ahead.
No. Did you guys realize in the last 3 months there have been 3 6-year-olds who have brought guns to school?
Yeah, I heard about the
I want you
second
to
one.
think
I didn't hear
about
about
that.
the third one.
Yeah. So there's been 3 in the last
the,
3
the
months.
Mother
2.5
got, the mother
months.
got arrested on the second or third one.
Yeah.
so.
Including the person that
Yeah,
shot.
including the big one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So in the 2.5 months, and this is just what we've heard of, 3 6-year-olds have brought guns to school.
See, I'm out of the loop. I don't know.
But it doesn't.
I didn't know.
I want you to think about that. It's not like we're saying like 3 high school kids. It's not like we're saying like I don't know 3 8th graders.
These are
3
first graders.
These are first graders.
Yeah.
These are first
Crazy,
graders.
yeah.
And if they're not that bright, they're still in kindergarten.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
'cause
I
they were
mean,
held back. I don't know.
Well, it's perfect because, like I said, they're not going to get in trouble no matter what. I mean, the parents are going to get in trouble, so they shouldn't. The gun shouldn't be accessible to the kids.
How in your life? How easy are random people? I know there's 3 6-year-olds out of million. There's probably 20 million, 30 million 6-year-olds. But how can there just be 3 6-year-olds in that short amount of time that just had access to guns?
It's just, I mean, how everything comes in threes, like celebrity deaths come in threes. That's what just happened. It came in threes.
What?
It came in threes. Like usually when a celebrity dies, there'll be like 2 others that die within like the next couple of months.
This used to be a bit on
Everything comes
Brandmeier.
in threes. Everything comes in threes.
Well, here's what I'm worried about. Is it that, or should we start being afraid of 6-year-olds? I mean, is this the new? I mean, everything's kind of getting younger,
No,
right? They're learning things.
We should be afraid of parents who have 6-year-olds who obviously don't know how to secure a gun. And here's my next question: is like, okay, you have a gun. Wouldn't you know where that gun is at all times? So wouldn't you, when you're the parent, you wake up in the morning and you put the gun somewhere where a 6-year-old can get it. So that means you should be able to at least see where it is. And wouldn't you you say it's on the dresser, and then you look and the kids go off to school and you look on the dresser and the gun's gone, and wouldn't you put 2 and 2 together?
Here, I will top that right now. You ready? There is a student from Howard University, not Howard Street University, but Howard University,
Which
okay?
is a predominantly black, all African American college, right?
I think it's an historically black.
African-American.
Yeah, it's in the D.C. area, right?
Yeah. She came up with a cool invention, okay? And the people are touting it as a possible way to have less gun violence, okay? So the gun goes on a pad, right? And when the gun is on the pad, you have a little app on your phone, and it says, hey, gun's on the pad, everything's cool. If someone takes the gun off of this pad, it says, hey, your gun has just been used in a murder. But no, it says
That's a great
It
idea.
says the gun is
Right,
the
It should
gun
be- it
is
should be
not on the pad
It should be
anymore.
like that home monitoring thing, like you have the monitoring thing on your phone, and then if there's like nothing happens, but if there's movement in your house, it goes, ooh, it gives you like an alert. Yeah, so there should be like an app for that.
Well, here, I have a
There should
better
be an app
idea.
for that.
There's a thing that, like, you can keep money in it. You can keep, I think it's called a safe. That's where you keep the gun.
Like a gun safe.
Don't keep it on a fucking charging pad that anybody could grab it. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
that's
then
the
you
stupidest
can't-
thing I ever heard in my life.
But what if a burglar breaks in? You
Now
can't
you're
grab
just
it and start shooting people.
Now you're encouraging people to leave the gun out where anybody can get it, but you'll know when it's.
But at least have a lock on the trigger.
Yeah, I'm
Well, then
assuming.
that- I mean,
Yeah, because you can't. I mean, if there's, it's like a low jack. I mean, or like that. What's the greatest club? The club on your
no,
car.
they have gun locks.
The club?
I have-
club
Yeah.
for the car
Yeah.
for the gun.
Yeah, the club for
that
the
would
gun.
be awesome.
I
Isn't
have.
the club like
actually,
4
I
feet
have
long?
a gun lock,
Yeah.
and I don't have a gun.
Okay, that's.
Oh,
I'm not joking.
wait! I have a shitload of loaded guns.
I was supposed to go. I was supposed to start skeet shooting with my in-laws. So for Christmas one year, I got all the accessories because I was going to go get the gun once I got my FOID card, but I never did.
Really?
Yeah. But one thing I knew about these 6th graders with guns.
6-year-old, not 6th grade.
Oh
Six-
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's
First graders,
12.
6-year-olds. Yeah. This isn't trending, right? They don't follow the news, so they're not like following what another 6-year-old did.
Everybody
or-
has a smartphone, right? I mean,
Yeah, but do you
what
think
kind
that
of dork? What kind of dork 6-year-old doesn't have a
it's
smartphone?
not like
So
it's
do you
not the
think- I mean, listen,
it's not
if
like
this-
the TikTok challenge where they're stealing Kias and Hyundais because they found some cheat code to break into those cars because it's easier.
How do
right?
we
So-
know 6-year-olds aren't doing
But
that?
hang on, this is what I'm trying to say.
They're
If this-
bringing guns to school.
If these were high school students, you know that there's this collective community, or they're plugged in. They're seeing the news, right? I mean, are we at the point now where first graders are following news
I
stories
think
like
it's just
this.
it's just a coincidence.
Okay, hold on.
I think it's a
I'll take
coincidence
this
too.
No,
but
no.
I'm interested to hear
In a serious,
why is it 6-year-olds?
In a serious vein,
Kids that young.
I'll bet you dime to a dollar here. When we go into a restaurant, Teddy and I were just talking about this. When we go into a restaurant, and you go into a restaurant, how many times do you see a family?
I know.
And 3, 4, 5, 6-year-olds are all on their devices, right? All sorts of stuff pops up on there. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's
not
magic,
like they have a news feed.
but there could be. What if there's stuff that you do? What if it's like, hey, what if they show like a brand new shiny gun, and a kid's just like, damn, I want that, man. I mean,
well, actually, the common story is
kids talk like that?
Actually, you know what I've seen before. So the kid like gets access to like the parent's phone, and then they go on Apple and they buy like thousands of dollars worth of
to Ted,
merchandise.
So he's telling you this.
So or they this actually happened to me years ago. So my kid, when she was young, I got her a game like a free game on Apple, whatever. And then but there's an in-app purchase that you could do where you buy like 400 coins that only it's not real. It's just for that game, and she spent like $100.
Yeah.
And then I think I contacted Apple and I said, obviously, nobody in their right mind would buy, a 5-year-old, or a 6-year-old, $100 worth of, real money.
Did
worth
they say
of
you're
guns.
absolutely wrong? I can cite thousands and thousands of things where parents do this to keep their kids quiet and just let them do it because they're not paying attention because they're on their phones spending $1,000 per coins instead of $100.
I actually got an automated message.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, I mean, it's possible that kids can see all this stuff. I mean, it's all over the place. Could a kid see that?
Sure,
and could
absolutely.
that be a factor in them saying, hey, if that kid can bring a gun to school, I can bring a gun to school?
Well, it's not that easy. They have to have access to the gun first and foremost. So it's just this. I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know how there are that many households where the gun is that accessible, and then it's a thing that kids that young are gaining access to it, and then it's a whole nother level where they're actually leaving the house with it, and it's a whole nother thing that they're bringing to the fucking school.
Well,
I mean, it's just insane.
Think
to
about
think
the
about
perfect
the odds of that.
The
happening.
perfect confluence of
It
events
is.
that has to happen. First of all, you have to be a negligent parent to leave a gun out, obviously, where a 6-year-old
That's
can
what we're
get
talking
it.
about. It's the whole point.
And
yeah.
then and number two, to be completely tone deaf and oblivious, where let's just say you leave the gun on the dresser. Okay, you could obviously if you know where it is, the kid knows where it is. So then, like I said, the gun all of a sudden is gone, and the kid's gone. And, obviously the gun didn't, assuming nobody broke in the house, you have to assume the kid took the gun, but, the parents doesn't put two and two together.
Are you saying that this whole thing is crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, like
Okay,
what
that's
Mark
kind
said?
of what I
Like what
just
Mark
said.
said.
Well, it's negligent.
That's the point I just made.
negligent
Hold on,
parental
can I make a
supervision.
point?
Negligent parental
This is weird.
But here,
It's not rocket science,
if imagine this, if it just happened, if 3 6-year-olds in the last 6 months,
2.5.
2.5 months,
2.5
Jesus Christ.
months.
So let's say 2.5 months, 3 6-year-olds showed up at school with a gun. Imagine how many kids are not showing up to school with the gun. Imagine how many kids
All
are.
the rest of them?
No, I mean, but how many households have to have these guns that are accessible in the first place?
Right.
It has to be tenfold.
Oh, yeah.
This
no,
is just a
makes-
small portion
Well,
of the kids
let's
that
not-
happen
let's-
to get the gun and happen to leave the house with the gun.
Yeah.
How many times do the kids get the actual
Well,
gun but don't leave the house?
Let's not
with
forget
it?
too. Let's not forget too.
Oh, I see. Getting caught before they even have a chance to do
Right,
it.
or could do it if they wanted to, but they're choosing not to. These kids may be the extreme behavioral or have something wrong with them, and there might be a bunch of other kids who see, I was told not to touch that, I won't touch it.
Wait, are you honestly saying that a kid who would take a gun, a 6-year-old who would take a gun to school, has something wrong with them? I think you're slut shaming 6-year-olds who like guns. I mean, there's a lot of really cool guns.
Well, they probably
take offense
Well,
to
they're probably
term.
when kids, when kids,
Like
they
that
have the
label.
they have the fantasy reality. So when they see a gun, they probably think cowboys and Indians. A gun is cool because they don't understand the consequences. No, seriously, they don't understand the consequences of what a gun can do. So when you're
the
6,
only one who still brings up the concept of cowboys and Indians.
well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying when you're a kid, obviously, like if you see something like shiny and new, it's like different. You as a kid, you gravitate.
No, you're
to it.
right, yeah.
You gravitate to it. And well, my other point was this: what about the kids who did bring guns to school, but we just never heard about it because it wasn't reported to the news?
Yeah,
that's possible too.
That's the thing that kind of scares me, right? I mean, there's probably a bunch. It's probably happened, right? And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that
Negative publicity.
I guarantee you
Put the
know where it
kibosh on that.
happened. It happened more. It's going to happen more in a red state. That's the news they don't want getting out.
And I always forget. Is Red Republican?
Yeah, supposedly.
I'm not sure.
Supposedly.
Oh, so yeah,
Blues,
more,
Democrat, Reds, Republican.
Yeah, they
supposedly.
said something about more. I just read something. There's more gun crime in southern states. There's more shootings in southern states or something like that. Because I mean, here's the thing. This is what happens when you get involved with guns. We'll take our buddy John Morant. who has made several mistakes in his life. So he decided to go to a strip club and make a.
Was it a strip club?
Yeah,
of course it was.
Because it's funny. They said he was in the Glendale area.
Was Pac-Man Jones with him?
No. So the Glendale area is known for two things: strip clubs and shopping malls. Okay. So he brings a gun. He makes his video. And this is the really bad part about it, because John Morant's made a lot of bad choices in his life. Okay, but he had to be slut shamed by Plaxico Burress. Plaxico Burress came out, I think, yesterday or the day before.
The slut shaming thing again.
Is that what I mean? Shamed? I don't know. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But Plaxico Burress came out and made a little video for John Morant. Right? He puts it on social media. Says, "Don't make the same mistakes I made, like putting your gun in your sweatpants and letting it fall down and shoot you in the foot." Yeah.
Well, then the funny thing, Paul Pierce, the former Boston Celtics player, came out with an announcement, like in his defense, quote unquote.
So Jalen Rose did the same thing.
Yeah, in his defense.
Wait a minute. Jalen Rose and Paul Pierce said it's okay that he was in a strip club.
No.
Without going,
they're not condoning the behavior. They're basically saying, "I was there, been there, done that, man. You need to clean it up."
Oh, he said in his defense.
No, yeah, because Paul Pierce, I guess what happened to him.
Kind of saying he made a mistake.
He didn't say that. He was basically sticking up for him. But basically, Paul Pierce was his own experience. I guess he got beaten up in a bar. Yeah, like when he in 2020. Yeah, he got stabbed and like beaten up pretty good. So I guess he said after that he would carry a gun himself.
Oh, I see.
So he was
but not go to those places and stay safe.
Yeah, but he was carrying a gun like dancing with it or something, right? I mean, he went to a
nightclub. He went to a nightclub.
It was really
it's not really self-defense stuff, He's just doing it.
I just feel like if you got all that money, you are really making a mistake putting yourself out there to just get. I mean, if you start showing a gun, that means other people in that strip club or that bar or whatever have a gun. Man, you start acting like that, and some people just take offense to that. And then there you go. It's just one more guy who's. Well,
what I mean, what are they saying? I mean, with a gun expert, I'm paraphrasing, but like when you take out a gun, you better be prepared to use it, right?
Well, that's what a couple people have said too.
You don't just take it out for fun.
Right. No, when you have a gun like that and you're out like that,
yeah,
you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I 100% believe that. That is why I don't wear sweatpants. But Ted wears sweatpants all the time, so he's
locked and loaded.
You're packing. All right, let's go ahead and get this monkey started. This monkey off my back.
Let's get this slut shaming show started.
No, isn't that the word slut shaming? Isn't that like when you?
That doesn't apply to everything.
Well, apparently it does now.
So if Ted misses a putt, and that's apropos because I watched him miss a lot of putts yesterday. I say nice job. I'm not slut shaming him. I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand what the phrase means.
Just being passive aggressive. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Same thing.
Hey everybody, my name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is the voice of his generation, Mark. Not you, Ted.
Whoa, I thought you were missing Ted, too.
I was just about to step in and say thank you, but he wasn't talking to me.
No. And the reason we can't have nice things, Teddy.
At least leave him out. We can't leave him out when he comes in.
Yeah.
We can have nice things.
He's a breaker.
Put it away.
Teddy, I feel like you're definitely a breaker. Like you just walk
remember that
around
when you were
knocking
kids?
shit down?
When you had certain toys that you had to put away if one guy was coming over?
Yeah, because one guy was always a jag-off, right? And he would always just rip the head off. You're like, I got this new robot. And he would just rip the head off your robot.
No, I wasn't that kid. I like toys. I mean, I actually had Micronauts when I was a kid. I had a Commodore 64.
I love those things.
I wish I would have kept them as a collector's item. They're so cool.
Oh, that's, you know what? That's weird. Don't do that.
Well, only in the packaging.
But those are so cool.
Yeah. No, I would never break that. I mean, because it was tough to get a toy back in the day when I was a kid. So the last thing I was going to do is break it.
It was Christmas or your birthday. I mean, I don't know how it works now. Yeah. Like I see kids just like they
it was once a year.
Yeah.
It was definitely once a year, and you had to make
twice.
it count. Yeah.
Oh well, we had Christmas. You're Jewish, so you had not Christmas.
Every day is Christmas for you. So
that's the funny thing. But yeah, that was it. The only time you got presents was birthday. And well, I guess if you did well in school, but I never did, so that was not an option. That was never an option.
I was super below average, so yeah, there was no special gifts for any excelling at anything. It was just you know
what I always say say that I was just lucky enough to score well on standardized tests to not end up on the short bus and in a room with like 7 kids. That's the only thing that kept me from being in there because I did nothing in school. I was absolutely the worst. I tell everybody this. It's funny that I'm a teacher. Because I was the worst student of all time.
Well, you know what? C's get degrees too. That's all I know.
Yeah,
that was my mantra.
Yeah, C's were a step up from where I was for a long time.
Do you mean like you weren't a good student grade wise, or you just
Yeah, I
weren't a
just
good
didn't do
student, like
anything.
a person wise?
All of the above. Yeah,
Really?
check.
You
Yeah.
were like a shithead in the classroom. Teachers didn't like you.
No, you know what? I wasn't the worst. Like, I wasn't the kid who, like, we had some really bad kids. I wasn't the kid who like found the big jar of paint, like the quart of paint, and took the top off and then threw it out the window, like 6 of them out the window, like while the teacher
yeah.
was sitting at the desk
I
doing I don't know what.
I never did that. Yeah.
So she did that, but I was the kid, right, who found the paint and opened up the cabinet so that he could grab it and throw it out. Yeah,
nice.
I was a kid who was like, somebody should throw this out. And I knew immediately that there would have been somebody. Yeah, without me, no one would have found
So
it.
you were like a facilitator.
I was absolutely, like, I was the world's worst.
Like an assist. It's like you're the point guard. You assisted.
Yes. Yeah.
Player, right?
I'm like, I'm not going to kill anybody, but here's a gun. Yeah, you look at that. Yeah,
Matt
yeah.
the enabler.
Yeah, I was not good, man. It's a shame because I always wonder. No, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked at all. Yeah. Okay. Teddy, your tip for today, because that's perfect timing. Your tip today. I got to sing. We got to sing, and I got to do my thing. I almost went to. Damn.
Who's got to sing?
You got to sing,
You
and
got
I
a
got to do
sponsor.
my sponsor. Yeah. Holy shit! I almost gave it
No,
away.
no. You got to do your sponsor.
Yeah.
Then I got to sing.
Yeah. Can I sing with you sometime? Is that possible?
I'm just gonna make something up. So.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, and by the way, when you say you're making something up, that's not true. He puts a lot of work into this, man.
I know he does.
And I listen. I
actually
did
don't.
too.
Appreciate
I
it.
don't.
Okay. Well, I do when I make them. Okay, so let's do this. Excuse me. From Pipe Dream Golf comes what the entire golfing world is talking about: the inconceivable driver. This new driver will always go straight, always go far, and always land just where you want it. No more playing with other lousy drivers that can slice, hook, or pop straight up into the air. The inconceivable driver will never, ever do any of those things. Are you a great golfer? A good golfer? Total shit. It doesn't matter. The inconceivable driver from Pipe Dream Golf never hits a poor shot. The game of golf has changed forever. And if you want some more great news from the team at Pipe Dream Golf, they're working on 2 new things to make your game even better. Coming soon is the implausible wedges for perfect wedge play every time guaranteed, and the impossible putter. Go to Pipe Dream Golf today and change your golf life forever.
That's funny. You know what? That's fucked up because they already have those clubs that played against sports.
No, these are brand new.
I know.
This
but
is a
people
brand
already turn them in.
new.
I already,
it's impossible.
I already bought a club that supposedly is supposed to splice the fairway every time an ice mother hooked it out of bounds. So I want my money back.
Because you're the
Ted
worst
wants one of those
golfist
drivers
of all
that,
time.
that uses the trees to get back into the fairway.
I saw a little bit of that
That's what
yesterday. It wasn't me though.
Yeah, we actually played yesterday with a kid.
He
and
did,
and he hit the ball, right?
blasted
And
it.
this is how you know it's funny, right? So he hits the ball and it hits a tree and it rolls back in, and I go, "Oh my god, that was awesome!" And he goes, "What?" I go, "You planned to hit that tree, right?" And it was great. He looks at me, he goes, "No, that was by accident." I'm like, "Oh!" I go, "I thought you planned to hit it and have it roll into the fairway." And he was great. He goes, "No, yeah." That was the same kid when we told him about the story. We told him about the show, because whenever we're out golfing with people, we tell them about the show. So we told him about the show, right? We're talking.
That's your marketing budget. Whatever
Yeah.
you spend on golf.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so Ted and the other kid walk off to the side, and I'm walking with this kid. He's a very nice kid. And he goes, "So what kind of show is it?" I go, "It's a comedy show, you know." And he goes, "Well," and he points over at Ted. He goes, "Oh, that guy's pretty funny." He goes, "But what do you do?" And I'm just
No
like,
way.
Yes, he did. I'm just like, Are you shitting me? He literally
See, they
nice,
don't get
super
your
nice kid.
humor. They don't get your humor.
Yeah.
They don't get you.
Well, this is when he offered.
So you got slut shamed.
Yeah. No, Teddy offered. So at the turn, he offers to buy a couple of beers for these guys. And honestly, I couldn't tell. I found out that they were in their 20s, right?
Yeah.
Early 20s. But I couldn't tell
Tell
if
if they're
they were
21 or-
I couldn't
yeah.
tell if they were under 21 or not. I go, "Teddy, you can't just go ahead and buy beers." I go, "You can't just go ahead and buy beers and thongs for people we just meet on the golf course." Nothing. They say
didn't laugh?
absolutely nothing. Yeah. And then soon after, that was when he says to Teddy, he goes, "Yeah, he's funny. What do you do?" Yeah.
So that's why you guys don't invite me to golf anymore, because it's one less person you can market the show to.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
I get it. All right.
You're
No,
taking-
see, now that I could live with.
Okay. All right. Sing your song. You're golfing with us next time.
We're not saying you're a liability. We're just saying that.
And you better say yes. The next time we ask, you better say yes.
All right, you ready? Come and listen to some tips by a man named Ted. Poor Illinoisan seemed to drink a lot of lead. Then one day he was looking for some brew, and that's when things got a little too crude. Matt walked in, that is. Podcaster. Golden Pipes. Well, next thing you know, old Ted's on the air. Matt kinfolk said, Ted, move away from there. In the basement's the place you ought to go. So he ended up his thoughts, and this is where he blows. Hot air, that is. Tips for you, tips for me. It's time for Ted's Tips. Y'all listen up now, you hear?
Well, that's pretty good.
Dude, that is incredible.
Bravo.
I cannot believe the people on social media think you're an idiot.
I got a second verse.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh,
No,
there's
don't.
more.
No.
Okay.
Listen, leave them wanting more, right?
right.
Do a Costanza. I'm out.
You left on a high note.
Yeah. All right. Teddy, your tip from today is Mickey, and he is from snowy California. Yeah, I guess it's snowy now.
It's snowy, yeah.
His sister is getting married for the second time in 2 years, and she's having another huge wedding. Okay.
Another
Huge wedding. These are his words. The first marriage lasted 6 months, and he gave her a big gift. She asked him for money, actually $10,000 to help throw the new wedding. He has the money, but wants no part in giving her the money or going to her second wedding. How can he get out of it? And here's the trick: without being a total dick.
This is Mickey is the one who has to give the $10,000.
Yeah, Mickey. Yeah, his sister is getting married.
Yeah, so not the fiance. Mickey's possibly on the hook for the $10K.
Yeah,
the brother.
She asked him for $10K to throw the wedding.
Okay, that kind of changes things. For some reason, I thought it was she was asking the bride to be the second time around was asking the fiance for.
Oh, cool! Our guest is here. He can hear your tip.
Oh.
And then probably get off the Zoom
Ignore
meeting.
it. Yeah. Oh, so this kind of changes things. Okay, so statistically, and you're not going to believe me on this, but the larger the wedding, the greater the chances of divorce within 5 years. That's statistic.
That's so untrue.
So
is that skewed by like famous people having like a $10 million wedding and then literally like their eighth and ninth wedding? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense.
Now I'm not saying this woman's a bridezilla.
Two weddings in 2 years.
But she has all the earmarks of a bridezilla. So she, all the signs
Ted,
are there.
How does he not give her the money and not go to the wedding?
Well, let's
easy. Focus on this.
Okay, it's easy. Okay, so the worst thing that could happen is because he's the brother. The worst thing is, so number one, I don't know their relationship, if they're close, not close. Obviously, she has the chutzpah to ask this guy for $10,000, and sounds like he has $10,000. Number one, he's not obligated to give her jack squat because he's the brother. He's not obligated. It's her choice. Whatever this life decision she decides to make, she's free to make it. But to put that burden on him, that's not his responsibility at all. Let's just say he doesn't do it in a very polite way. What you can do? Not invite him to the wedding? Is that the worst thing?
Ted, I think you're missing the focus on this.
Yeah.
How does he tell her?
How does he tell her?
No, without being a dick.
It's his question.
Are you?
She's
not,
asking.
I gave you a week for this, and you don't even know the.
Yeah. Okay. The way he tells her is just say, dearest sister, whatever her name is. Dearest.
Let's just call her Janice. Just Janice.
Let's call her Karen. Let's call her Karen.
No, you know what? I don't like that. There's nice people named Karen.
I'm kidding.
That freaks me out. But how does he do it, Ted?
Janice, with all due respect, I've started every sentence with all due respect. Money's tight at this time, and even though I do have some money, I have it earmarked for something else, for some personal use, and therefore I cannot. I can't let. She's asking.
Wait, can we
for
role
the
play
money.
this? Can we role play this real fast?
Sure.
What do you have it earmarked for? That's me being Janice.
Just personal, for my family. Actually, we have a.
You don't have a family.
We have a once in a lifetime vacation.
You live
planned.
by yourself.
My girlfriend, I just met.
Dumped you.
Okay, I have a bad strip bar habit. Okay. Miss Roxy's there Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and she's demanding. And those lap dances aren't cheap, Janice.
But I don't think I don't think you've helped him at all. I don't think you've given him any way to get out of this in a real way.
Yeah,
because if you start a sentence with all due respect, she's probably going to stab you.
Yeah,
and I hope she doesn't listen to this show.
Well, like I
Wouldn't
said,
that be
because he's not getting off the hook now,
dude. What if they both listened?
Yeah.
What if they both listened and he got screwed on this?
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to get screwed. I mean, so it's time. Here's
he's on the path.
There's no easy way to put this, but it's time for some tough love. Number one, your sister, with all due respect, has a lot of chutzpah, even having the gall to ask you for $10,000. It's not like $100 or help me with a down payment or something. I mean, $10,000 that obviously sounds like she has no intention of paying back, so she could have her day.
It didn't sound like a loan.
It's almost like an obligation because of the familial bonds or something. But yeah, even if she's close to you, I don't know what a relationship is, Mickey, with your sister. But yeah, I think she's on her own. Obviously, if the fiance or their family wants to foot the bill for this second special occasion, more power to them. If the biggest thing that happens to you, the biggest repercussion is that you don't get invited to this supposedly opulent wedding, which is, I'm assuming 10,000 is just the tip of the iceberg, right? It's just 10,000 from him, and God knows where the rest is coming from, right? Because most weddings could be 20, 30,000. I don't know.
Banks, I don't know. I have no idea, Ted.
Yeah.
I have no idea. She could have just she could have just sold all her gifts from the first wedding and then used that to pay for the second wedding.
Actually, here's what I do. If you want to be a good brother, do this. Take $2,500. Maybe cater some good food and some good drinks. Have an open bar in your house or your backyard, and that's a good compromise.
Host it in your condo.
And that's your
Host
gift.
it in your condo.
And that's your gift. Yeah, host in your condo in Miami. Yeah, and that's a good gift to your sister. So in a way you kind of kill two birds with one stone. So you've given a wedding present to your sister without spending a ton of money. Because if you just give her the money, God knows what she's going to use it for. It might just be for floral arrangements, because just the flowers alone could cost $10,000. Take $2,500, have a tiki bar in your backyard, go to the park.
She doesn't want that wedding. She wants to have a huge wedding, and she wants money, and you haven't helped him at all.
Well, you know what? I want to be the center fielder of the New York Yankees, but I'm not. So sometimes we don't get what we want.
Okay, so Mike, you heard all this, right?
I want to be a scratch golfer, Mike, but I'm not. So I'm sorry.
Mike, did you hear all that?
I heard bits and pieces of it. I just stepped away for a second.
Thank God.
Okay,
Thank God.
Do you have Mike? Do you have a sister?
I do have a sister, yeah.
Okay, that's funny. I've known Mike for 6 years, and I've never asked him anything about his family, so that is interesting. Mike, do you have 10 fingers? No, I'm just kidding. All right, so Ted, you've helped no one.
No, I just helped him. I just said, you politely say no. I said, I can't afford it financially. I'm using the money for something else.
She knows he can.
Well, just because she knows she can doesn't mean she doesn't know for sure.
Okay, how about this? Mark, are you ready? I'm going to help. Mickey,
Yeah.
tell your sister that if she averages a wedding every 2 years, you don't have the money to fund it, okay? That you're busy that weekend, and that she doesn't have to bring a gift when you get married. How's that?
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, is that a little bit better?
It's on the right path. But I said,
Thanks, Ted.
Take $2,500 of the $10,000 and offer to host, rent space in like a botanical garden or a park.
Why? But she doesn't want that, Ted. She's planning a wedding. You can't plan someone else's wedding for her.
But you could offer alternative solutions. And that's what he's doing without, in a nice way. You're not saying, no, you can't have $10,000. You're saying, I can't really do $10,000 because this is your second wedding. You don't have to, because you don't want to rain on her parade, of course, because the implication is that, well, your first one didn't work out. So what makes you think this one's going to work out?
We just lost a listener.
Yeah. Poor Mickey.
But you know what? I need some tips on my golf game.
Okay, well, if you need some tips on your golf game, that is fantastic news, because we are finally doing our golf show.
Yes.
And Ted will be slut-shamed. Yeah, I'm just going to use that term. I feel like I use that term right.
Wedge chain.
Wedge shamed.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I've taken a lot of slut walks of shamed off the first tee to the ladies' tee box and the second tee box, and hit second and third shots from there. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Ted invented the
so
breakfast
don't forget the Catherine Zeta-Jones story. Don't say it now. Let me introduce our guest, but don't forget that. Okay, our guest today is Mike Stone. He is a PGA teaching pro at Glenview Park Golf Club just outside of Chicago. Mike, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Mike.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Please
How
tell
you
me.
doing, Matt?
Please tell me you didn't see our swings.
I am doing
By our swings, I mean my swing that Matt just sent.
I am doing very well, and I know Mike is a good teacher because I have seen him teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him do his thing, and he knows I'm a great teacher because even though he's never seen me, I tell him I'm great, so he just knows that.
Or he could just be agreeing with you out of politeness.
Oh, man. So, Mike, we are super excited about this because the golf show is, there's so much to talk about when you talk about golf. And I know, it's probably some people it's like, oh, man, golf is so esoteric and everything. But it's not. Golf is part of, everything in golf is really important in life. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, you can pretty much apply your golf game to your personality in life.
Okay, so... So Ted is a drunk, and would you say that his swing...
We're both very handicapped.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, you've seen all of our swings. Would Ted's swing remind you of a drunk person?
I don't know about a drunk person.
I was sober when I took those swings, by the way.
Oh, okay. Mike is going to be nice. Okay, so Mike, how long have you been teaching people to be better at golf?
Total teaching about 20 years now.
Holy cow!
Been a while.
How many lessons lessons would you say over the? How many lessons do you give per week? And if you extrapolate that over years, probably thousands of lessons. I'm guessing, right? So.
Yeah, it's a few. I do a lot more, of course, in the summertime versus the wintertime. But Summertime, I'm teaching 10, 12 lessons a day,
Wow.
6 days a week.
Man,
So it adds up.
Yeah.
that is
I've seen
crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so what would you say your best advice to Tiger Woods was? I mean, you were his personal teacher for a while, or were you just one of on the crew?
You would have won a couple more if I was.
Oh man, yeah, no kidding. I'd be like, "Hey, Mike, can you come on?" You're like, "No, I taught Tiger Woods, man." Have you ever? You know what? That's a good question. Have you ever taught anybody that's gone on to be famous or was kind of famous?
Probably not famous, but I've taught players that have gone on to compete somewhat professionally, like uh, Illinois Open, some high level junior national tournaments. I had a player once go to the drive chip putt finals that they hosted at Augusta.
Oh, nice.
No way, a kid?
Yeah, yeah, he was a kid at that time, 14.
Nice.
Wow, that man, I can't even get a damn ticket to go watch people play. Oh man, that is awesome. Okay, so what sport? And I know you've been doing this for a long time. What sport makes it easier to play golf? Like, are baseball players better? Are hockey players better? Is there a thing?
I don't know that a sport necessarily helps, but I have noticed that hockey players are strong hitters. Like they hit the ball a long ways. They have some power. Baseball players, it kind of messes with their golf swing a little bit, the difference between the two. But hockey players definitely hit the ball a long way. So when I think about it,
All right, all right. So what's easier then, teaching kids or teaching adults? And be honest.
oh man, I guess it all depends on the kid and the adult. I'd say it's probably a little easier to teach adults than kids.
Really? Because I would think that adults would have completely and totally unrealistic expectations.
We just think kids would be more flexible. They're younger, they're flexible, they're more.
Sometimes that happens, yeah.
Well, here I've taken lessons before, and
You have?
yeah.
Sorry, I had to do that. I knew he was going to say that, and I had to say it like that. I'm sorry, dude.
Well, I knew you were going to say it.
Yeah, be prepared.
So-
Be prepared for Matt to get super passive aggressive anytime we talk about golfing accolades. What that doesn't
Right.
involve.
But Matt, yeah, Matt, you got to understand. Yeah, Matt's the best. Okay.
Go ahead.
So-
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Here's where I get confused. I can do good in lessons, and I could do really well at the range. When we take it out on a course, that's where things get like fuzzy, and it's not all about the swing. Swing is one thing.
Yeah.
A lot of it is aim or how to play the game. Right, hitting the ball. Anybody can learn how to hit the ball, but when you put it out onto the course, so I guess my question is: do you ever give lessons on the course? Like, do you take somebody out and situational lessons? Like, okay, good tee shot. Now, where are you going to play that? Where are you aiming here? What are you doing this way? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, we definitely offer that. We can do lessons on the golf course because, that's a great point. It is a different beast to go from the course, or I'm sorry, the range to the course. It's a lot tougher out there on the golf course. And yeah, a lot of different situations you can get in. Targets get smaller out there, pressure mounts up. You want to play well, and yeah, it's just a little tougher. So we do take lessons out on the golf course.
How does that work when you go out on the course? There's other golfers out there, right? So you're just with somebody and you're just going through like you would normally play. You're not playing, they're playing, and you're going along with them, or you guys are hitting together.
Yeah, so I'll go out with them. A lot of times because we're doing instruction and maybe hitting a couple shots from a certain scenario,
Right.
we won't play like the hole from start to finish. We'll pick up and move on to the next hole, so that way we're not holding up pace
Okay,
of play.
yeah,
'Cause
that's smart,
the main
yeah.
thing is you can't hold up the people behind you. So it's more just getting into situations out there. Very rarely do we actually play, 3 or 4 holes straight, hitting every shot.
See, I think that's where, like, for me, personally, and then more so, I'm done. I'm never going to be a great golfer, but my kids could be good golfers, and I think
so hard not to talk right now.
well, my oldest is he's going to be 19, and he's really, really good on the range, and he could do a lot of good things on the course, but he can't do a lot of good things all the time consistently putting together for 18 holes, and it's hard to teach him outside or get him instruction outside. It's where he fails is after like 4 or 5 holes, and it's just like everything goes to shit because he doesn't know what to do. And he's looking at me, and I'm not a good golfer, Mike, and he's like, "What should I do?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know." I don't know how to tell you. I don't know what to do. I guess you got to take another lesson. But he's like, yeah, but that's on the range. This is out here. And I'm like, that's a good point. So you can arrange for instruction on the course with pros like yourself, right? That's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind because it's rarely offered.
So, real quick, I'll give you a quick example. I don't want to monopolize too much of your time. So, I golfed the last couple of
That's what he's
times,
here for.
and most of the guys I golf with are better than me, so I don't have a problem with that. So, my goal is just, why is this so funny? He's always,
I'm sorry,
you're always
everyone you golf
laughing.
with is better than you.
You're always laughing.
Everyone except Turner and
So
Garvey are better than you.
Can we unplug his
You're just
mic?
laughing.
No, I'm just saying.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
it's okay. Anyway, listen. So, I golf with guys better than me, and so it's funny. So, I have two examples. So, I golfed probably a couple of months ago, and so me and Matt got paired up with two guys, and they were both very good, very consistent. One guy, like you said, hit the ball a mile. Looked like he was going to shoot looked like he was going to like birdie or par every hole. Out of nowhere, he just literally cold shanks the ball. It literally goes like sideways and almost behind him. And it was like it just came out. He didn't even see it. He was looking straight ahead, and it just went sideways. And I think he did that for about 3-4 holes. And then the other day we were golfing with a couple of nice kids. Same thing. Kid hit the ball a long way, super athletic, super flexible. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, he hits about 6-7 irons in a row. Just shanks it.
Terrible.
Dead, just dead out of bounds. And then he was discombobulated. Then he kind of turned it around. So I guess my takeaway is that golf is hard. So even guys who are good hand-eye coordination and they're athletic, they're coordinated. It just happens. Sometimes your timing's off by just a little bit, and it just throws everything off, right?
Is that his question?
No, it's not a question.
No,
He never asked
but-
questions,
but-
Mike.
but- no,
He
but I'm
never
saying-
asked
so my-
questions.
so my
All you
que-
do is make statements.
so
My question is, were they drinking?
Well, they should have been. So it is more of a statement.
So it is after 3 beers.
Golf is
And
hard.
some
So
thongs.
it's a fluid situation. You're hitting long shots, mid shots, touch shots.
Still not a question.
Okay, so I guess my question is, is it more like a mental thing? Because obviously sometimes it's not a physical thing. Because sometimes it's a confidence thing. Because
I think it. Yeah, you're
because
right.
sometimes if I hit the ball bad, it feels like I've never hit the ball good ever, and I'm never going to hit it good again until I actually do. And you don't know when it's going to come back. You kind of get in that dark place mentally.
So, Mike,
Yeah.
when you're dealing with people, and they're obviously good, but they're playing poorly, you have to deal with not just their swing, but kind of like their mental thing. Do you help them with that kind of stuff?
Try to. That's not always an easy one, but yeah, a lot of people have higher expectations than they should when they go out and play, and get too hard on themselves when they hit a bad shot. But it happens. Like even the best golfers in the world hit the ball in the water and out of bounds sometimes.
That's true. I watched that full swing, that Netflix thing, that full swing thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
It popped up on my Netflix. I haven't seen it yet though.
So you
I
gotta watch it.
I saw
Have
it
you
the other
watched
day.
it, Ted?
Yeah,
it's part of it,
It's
yeah.
crazy. So they're talking to Brooks Koepka, and it was right
I saw
before he
that
went to the
segment, yeah.
Live Tour. Okay, and he had won, and now he'd started, and he was losing, but he wasn't like not making cuts or anything. And it was the if you're a golfer, you have to watch this. It's the most amazing thing. I've never seen a person so negative about their existence. I mean, it was crazy. This is Brooks Koepka, who had literally won a whole bunch of majors, a couple in a row, and now for 6 or 8 months he had been playing poorly, and he's being very candid, but it sounds like he's Ted. That's how bad he's talking. Like he's the worst golfer
he's
of all
mic'd
time.
up and he's dogging himself as he's
Oh
golfing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Will I ever win again? And his stupid girlfriend is just like, yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen. He's playing so terribly. I'm just like, oh my god.
Well, that's good for your golf
She had
game,
a nice
right?
tan though.
So I mean, can you when you see that? Is golf a thing where people are, and I'm sure it's like that with a lot of sports, but are people just like insanely negative when they deal with how good they are?
Yeah, it can happen. It's a tough one to walk around because you want them to do well, and you're there to help teach them how to play better and avoid stuff like that. But when they get negative and down on themselves, it's a tough battle.
Have you ever seen anybody melt down on it during? It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Nobody who's ever taken a lesson is going to listen. But have you ever seen anybody melt down like during a lesson and just like had a cow? Like they just lost their shit?
I mean, I've had some people that have come close, but usually with a couple of drills and exercises, they can start hitting the ball again, and you can kind of see the smoke and dissipate a little bit.
So you bring tissues for when they're crying and stuff? Do you have? I mean, like in your back pocket, do you have like It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You can still be Ted. Don't worry about it. You're still going to be able to make money
Jeez,
off of somebody.
I've seen golfers worse than me.
Haven't
Me
had to
too,
break
me
out
too,
the
Ted.
tissues yet.
So actually going back, what you said something interesting before. So why, in your opinion, what's the commonality? Why do hockey players? Why do they hit the ball longer? Like what do they do? Like what's the fundamental they do? Like you think why they hit the ball longer than someone who has baseball training?
My theory is it's more similar to a golf swing. They're taking a slap shot with the puck off the ice, where I would imagine a hockey stick weighs a little bit more than a golf club, and a puck is heavier than a golf ball. So they're used to making a very similar motion with heavier equipment.
Right.
So when they get a golf club in their hand, they can usually swing it pretty fast.
See, I was hoping you were going to say because they're very rich and they've got great equipment. That's their excuse.
No, I mean,
They have $600 drivers.
No, I've
But
seen.
we know that doesn't. That
I've
doesn't-
actually played with hockey players that are pretty good. Okay, so we've seen adults throwing clubs around and swearing and acting like lunatics. Do you see that? I mean, well, not even that. I know you've seen it. Is it something you think is becoming more prevalent? That kind of weird, kind of insane behavior, or is it something that's kind of I mean, you've been doing this for 20 years. Is it less than what it was, or are people getting like angry around the course?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know that I can notice any more or any less. It's nothing that you see often either. It's just, every once in a while someone that's got a short temper usually lets it go on the golf course.
Yeah,
It's just a matter of time.
So you weren't there the day that the guy beat the hell out of his golf bag on the 18th green when you weren't there for that one. So I'm working.
Oh, at the course, you're
yeah,
right.
at 18th hole at Glenview, right? And the guy he chips the ball and it goes over the green. Then he chips the ball, goes back over the green, and he takes his club and he literally beats his bag until his club breaks, right?
Geez.
And so I'm standing there and I'm laughing. I have tears in my eyes. I'm laughing, and his buddy's laughing so hard. And his buddy says one thing to him. One thing. He goes, "Hey, wasn't your phone in your bag there?" And the guy, I mean, I actually had to walk away. I thought the guy's head was going to explode. I thought he was going to kill somebody, and I just didn't want it to be me.
Sounds pretty stressed out. So
So, Mike, I just saw a video, and I forgot who the pro was, but he was talking about when he learned a game of golf, and everybody learns a game of golf. You're at the range, everyone's hitting their driver and everything. But he said that the real way to learn is like how Tiger learned when he was very young, 2 or 3 or 4 years old, just by putting around on the putting green. So he learned how to putt. Then his dad took him and learned how to chip. And then he was hitting longer iron shots, and then he went to the driver.
well, yeah, you're playing the game backwards, just playing it from putter to
anybody,
driver,
and
so.
what the guy was saying was a pro. He's like, any pro can hit the ball 330 yards down the middle of the fairway. It's that 150 in and what they're going to do and how they're going to play that. It's the short game that matters more than anything. Anybody could put the ball out there, but you got to hit it 2 or 3 more times. Do you subscribe to that? Do you think that that's a good way to approach the game for people starting out?
I think that's a great way. Yeah, the short game is where you're gonna, it's what separates everyone, the best at every level. The good amateurs, from a good amateur to a professional, it's the short game. Like you said, they can. It's not easy, but it's not as difficult to hit the ball down the fairway a decent amount and get the ball up by the green. But to get that ball into the hole, that's a lot tougher.
Especially like the courses
So
that we
short game
play.
is definitely important.
Yeah, especially the courses that we play around here, like the county courses that are like 400, 420 yards. If you could just hit the ball 225 down the fairway, the rest of the way is you're like, oh shit, okay, now I got to hit it 150 in and chip it. So I mean, I think that's where my boys have gone wrong. They just go to the range and hit their driver all day long. And my youngest, my 18-year-old, can hit it. He's unbelievable. I mean, his recoil is incredible, and he clobbers it down the fairway. But then it's like I just eat him alive, and I'm not a good golfer. But I'll shoot a 5 or a 6, and he's shooting an 8 or a 9 because he can't get the ball there.
I was commenting with Matt. We go to that Des Plaines driving range sometimes, and we just see people. They have their driver out, which is obviously the longer the club, the harder it is to hit. We all know that, and you'll see some people, and some people hit it pretty good, but it's just 10, 20, 30, 40 driver shots in a row, shot after shot after shot. And so that's not real golf because you don't do that in real life.
Is that helpful? Is that helpful
does that help?
to hit the same club 20 times in a row at the range?
I mean, if you're working on something with it, it can be helpful. But yeah, to go in and I see a lot too with what I'm teaching is a lot of the kids, especially, they want to hit the driver, and just hit as far as they can. And well, that's fun, but yeah, the scoring, how you're going to become a better golfer and lower your scores, you got to be comfortable with the short game. Anything inside of a full swing, whatever that shortest club is, if you play a 60 or a sand wedge, whatever you hit that on a full swing, now inside of that is what you want to work on, at least for half your practice session.
I think a lot of
And
it
then,
with the kids now,
letting-
it comes down to patience too. They don't. I mean, like a lot of the kids that my boys grew up with, that I've been around and coached other sports with, I don't think they have the patience for golf. And I see it when we go out golfing together. They're very impatient. They want to hit the ball from the tee box, and their next swing they want to putt. They don't even want to play a short game. They just want to get to the
Damn
green.
kids these days. It's you know what? I blame the school system. I do. I blame the school system on
their
that.
school teachers.
No, but that's got to be a thing, right? Like we see it. I mean, and Teddy and I were talking about this the other day. They did a little study, and there is definitely a relationship between how close you are to the green to how well you're going to score. That, I mean, at least on the PGA Tour, that is definitely a thing. There is no doubt about it. So that's why these guys, it doesn't matter if it's rough or the fairway or whatever, just hit the ball as far as you possibly can. But that probably makes people be really, like, that probably gives them a lot of bad, like swing, I don't want to say swing thoughts, but it's got to make their swings really shitty if they're just standing up there just trying to fire away every single time, right?
Yeah, I mean that's just bombs away and hope for the best. You're not gonna usually fare well when you do that.
All right, so you have to be a good golfer, is that right?
Sometimes.
Hold on.
Depends.
And I'll give you guys a story. This is how I know Mike's a good golfer. He was given a lesson, and Jackson worked with him at one of the camps, and he's hitting the ball out of the sand, right? And he's showing the kids. He's like, "Okay, here's what you do." And he walks up and he does his thing. And he hits the ball out of the sand, and it goes right into the hole.
No way.
Yeah, Jackson told me this, and Mike looks at the kids, right? And I don't know what age they were, but I know they were younger. And Mike goes like this, he goes, just like that.
And I'll do that.
Yeah. So you're, I mean, do you have to be at a certain level to be a teacher? I mean, could I be the world's worst, like physically the world's worst golfer, but the greatest golf teacher? Can I do that?
You have to be somewhat confident on the golf course. You tend to, well, you have to pass a playing ability test to get into, depending on what kind of certification you go with. A lot of them require a playing ability test.
So what level of playability test did you take, my friend?
Well, I took the PGA playability test. It took me 3 times to pass it. This was 20 years ago now, but
so what do you got to do for that?
Wait, is that your PGA card?
it depends on the course. It depends on the course, but you play 36 straight holes. Depending on the difficulty of the course, you're generally going to be around 10 over par for all 36 holes.
That's your PGA card.
No, not to play on the tour.
No. I mean, just to have a
No, not to play on the tour, just to get into the PGM program, where they teach you how to be an instructor.
Wow, that is really impressive.
And do you have to do like ongoing like certification? Like I heard it's like some PGA pros you have to do like a once a year thing where you fly down somewhere and you have to. I don't know, like some type of
get
ongoing,
drunk, play with your friends, make fun of people like Ted.
Ongoing, like ongoing, like continuing education, so to speak. Do you guys have to?
Yeah,
do that?
they have classes, continuing education classes, but you don't need to pass any kind of playing ability test.
Gotcha.
Once you pass it that first time, so you can be great when you first do it, and then you can never practice again and be a teacher for 20, 30 years,
Sure.
and at one point you might not be able to break 90,
Sure.
but you can still be a good instructor.
Sure.
So is that pretty common, or do most people? I mean, would it be hard for you to teach and like and just to show people things, just in general? Would it be hard for you to teach and be bad, or not great?
I'm sorry, Matt, you cut out there.
Would it be hard? Would it be hard for you to not play well and still show people what you're doing?
Yeah, you can see, like, what we do a lot is we're on the range, so we'll hit, if we're hitting a demo shot a lot of time. Well, for me personally, it's like a 3/4 wedge shot that that I'm hitting. So, you can get really good at that, and you can dial in that one shot, and you can look like a rock star out there. But the rest of the game, you might not be able to put together anymore.
I think it's
that's just if you're not practicing.
I think it's weird that to qualify to be an instructor, you have to score certain you have to hit a certain score on the course over 36 holes. What if you're really unorthodox and your form and everything is shit, but you're a really good golfer? You wouldn't be a good instructor because nobody could follow what you do. So you have to be, I mean, not only shoot a good score on the course, but you have to have
you wouldn't
like a pretty good swing.
No, you're
that's
not teaching.
fundamentally.
No, but you're not teaching them to. You're not teaching people to swing like you. You're not, or
Yeah,
Jim
you
Furyk.
are.
I mean, you're just because basically, you hear this a lot in golf. Feels not real. So, I think I'm doing this, but I'm really doing this, or vice versa. So, I guess.
Wait, is that a thing, Mike? Feels not real.
Feels not real.
Do you say that a lot when you're doing your teaching? Because I feel like a lot of Ted's euphemisms and phrases
No, that's a real
are,
thing, right?
are things that people don't hear.
What
So
do
is
you-
that a thing?
The exact term I've never used, but I get what he's saying there.
All right. So I don't
That's
want to.
Ted giving an instruction.
I'm
Getting
not- I'm
behind,
not giving
He's
anyone
getting behind somebody saying, "Feels not real. Feels not real."
Yeah, he's standing right behind. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, and this is something that Jackson came up with, and I thought this was a really great question. Okay, if you had a nickel for every time somebody said this during a lesson, and it would make you rich, what is that thing that you've heard a million times that if you had a nickel, you'd be rich? What is that thing people say?
Well, there's a few different scenarios it comes up in, but the term is always, does that really count? So,
Or how about don't count that?
I love it.
Don't
That's
count that.
great.
Wait, what do you
get
mean?
that a lot.
Does that really count?
does that, well,
I never heard that
if one example is if they have their driver teed up and we're working on their driver and they place their club down behind the ball and I'll accidentally knock the tee off the ball. They look up and you're like, does that really count when I'm out there? Or sometimes we'll be taking a practice swing and they'll get too close to their ball and hit their ball straight sideways when they're taking a practice swing.
That
They'll
doesn't
look at me
count,
like,
though. Does it
that
count?
really count?
It
Does
does
it?
count. It does count.
No.
It does count.
If it's
It
a
does
real
not
practice
count.
swing, it doesn't count, right?
It counts. Yeah, if you hit your ball by accident,
Well,
it
we're
counts.
going to ask Mike.
No,
Mike.
it does not count, correct?
Once that ball's in play for the hole, if you hit it on a practice swing, it does count. If you knock it off the tee, it doesn't count.
No wonder you shot 80. Should have been 120.
Well, wait.
Each shite. That is okay. So here, I'll give you a scenario that I just saw today when I was watching some golf. Here, you ready? Jordan Spieth hits the ball up against a fence, and he's a righty. So clearly, he has no chance to hit it. It's up against the fence. He could not stand there and hit it. So he goes, and there's a cart path right there. Okay, so he goes, "Hey, I'm going to hit this ball lefty," but he's standing on the cart path, and so he goes, "I can't hit this ball while I'm standing on the cart path. I need a drop," and he gets a free drop. Is that a bullshit way to do a rule?
That's definitely in a scenario where you're using the rules to your advantage. Which you can. That was a fair play. I mean, if that was his actual shot, he only had a shot at it lefty. Then you get relief from the cart path.
Okay, so let me ask you this: so you're playing, you don't play at all during the season, right? You never play during the season. You told me that because you're busy.
Very rarely, yeah.
Okay, so but in the off season, you'll go down to Florida, do something fun, go play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're out with your buddies, say you're out with your buddies, and I'm assuming you're probably like me, you're way better than your friends. Okay.
There it goes again.
Okay. If your buddy
It depends
tried,
on the company you keep.
if your buddy tried to pull that bullshit where he says I'm going to go ahead and hit this lefty and I'm standing on the cart path, is there a fight? Is there a fight ensuing?
Not at all. I'd probably even give him a tee if he's going to try it left.
Yeah. I think as long as you ask your partner, whoever you're playing, as long as you ask permission, as long as you tell them what you're doing, But we see this a lot too. What was that term you used? Glamour handicap or glamour? What was that term?
Oh, a vanity handicap.
Vanity handicap. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So as
Are you familiar with that term? You know that term, right, Mike?
Vanity? I have not heard
Okay,
that.
so we know a person. We know a person who's got an extremely low handicap. We know a person who has extremely low handicap who's not. It's not real, right? So that's a vanity handicap. And then there's people who have
Why
real
would somebody do that? You
to make it look like. Well,
than-
no, because you can look up everybody's handicap on the handicap thing. So a lot of people do this, right? They will have a handicap. They'll only count scores, or they'll lower the score that they put in to make it look better than they really are.
Yeah, so they're just not playing by the spirit of the rules. So basically, it's the person, whether it's a man or woman, who moves the ball in the fairway.
No,
does
they're
anything.
not doing anything illegal. They're just not counting certain.
They do all sorts of things. If you're cheating on your handicap, you're doing all sorts of shit.
Or your 5-foot putt is good. That's not. I mean, like I said, that it might be good with your buddies, but if you have to play by the spirit of the rules, or kind of play prison rules, and especially if you're playing tighter courses, I guarantee you that 85 might be 105.
Yeah, but nobody.
Even if they're good.
No, not from that.
95.
No. All right. So, Mike, the guys you play with, are they pretty good when you're in the off season, when you're messing around? I mean, you play with generally like guys that are fairly decent?
They're decent. I wouldn't. They're shooting probably 80s to 90s.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, compared to the guys I play with, that's fantastical. So let's get to that real quick. We sent you some videos, and they're very short videos. Teddy's swing, Mark's swing, and my swing. Okay. And, I'm dying to do this. So
who took your video, Matt?
Teddy took my video.
Actually, I got two of them. I think it was yours and Teddy's.
Thank God.
You didn't get
God.
You didn't get Mark's video?
Yes.
Ah, damn it.
Mark has a nice swing.
Sorry, Mark.
Mark has
That's
a
all
nice,
right.
Mark
You
has
ever
a nice
seen?
swing.
We could ad-lib it. Have you ever seen
Dustin Johnson's
Dustin
sister?
Johnson.
Sister. His sister. Is that one-armed girl?
No, his
Yeah,
wife. I
no.
was going to say his wife.
Oh, man. I've seen his wife. I have no idea if she can play golf, but you know what? Whatever handicap she says, I'm in. Okay. So, damn it. I thought I got Mark's, but that's okay. We'll leave Mark out of this because really it's about me and Teddy, okay? So let's go ahead and just really quick.
I didn't give consent for you to videotape me, by the way. Just FYI.
Well, you know what, Ted? I can't say it. I almost said it's like no, I can't do it. So all right. So give us a quick feedback. What you saw on Teddy. Just anything that jumped out at you. What you saw with Teddy's swing.
Yeah, he actually gets through the ball pretty well with his follow through. One thing I'd try to have him do is make a little bigger shoulder turn in the backswing. Get a little bit more body rotation to help him probably get a little bit more power. Will definitely help him get a little bit more power through the swing.
I appreciate that because I've always been distance challenged and I know for a fact that I don't know if it's like a flexibility thing, but yeah, I definitely don't. I can feel, like I said, I get a little stuck where I don't turn far back enough because maybe I don't trust it. But yeah, I think that's a good tip. I appreciate that. So
okay,
yeah, you get through the ball well though.
Thank you.
Once you start making your downswing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny. That's exactly what I said. In between the laughing. Yeah. So you couldn't be the worst person, Mike. I mean, be honest. Ted's swing is not the worst swing you've ever seen, correct?
No, not even close.
Oh, you know what? I hate it when our guests lie. You know what? It's not cool that you no.
He's being nice. I appreciate it.
Okay, so and a little bit. I you know what? And you can be. We've known each other for a while. Even though I don't really know much about you because I didn't even know you had a sister. No, I did. I knew you had a sister. So give some feedback on me. And you know what? I would say be brutally honest, but in the nicest possible way.
Please say quit.
Yeah. You can get a pretty good swing here. I'd probably have you widen your stance a little bit, and it does look like you probably come over the top slightly. Do you fade the ball?
You know what? I have been with the swing that I'm using now. Yeah. Just trying to get a little more control because I was a hooker, and not the fun kind, not the fun kind of hooker. Yeah.
We know
hitting draws are hard. I could never draw. I was always a fader of the ball.
Fade, yeah.
I've always.
Ted, you slice the shit out of the ball. Let's be honest. You slice the shit out of the ball.
It's a fade.
All right. So with that in mind,
but yeah, I'd probably have you make it a little bigger. Well, you take the club inside a little bit in your takeaway, so probably bring that back a little straighter and help you kind of get in the slot coming in the downswing instead of coming a little over the top.
He doesn't want to do that though. You do that intentionally.
No, I want to get better.
No, I think you could do what Mike's saying, but you don't.
I will. Okay. What are you saying? I'm going to do that. He's a professional teacher. I'm not going to ignore what he says. I'm not Ted.
I mean, there's some great golfers that play fades.
No,
Appreciate
I know,
that
and I
tip,
think.
Yeah, but I don't mind I don't mind a fade. It's
Dustin Johnson, I believe, is one of them.
Yeah. Oh man. Wait, are you saying that I could?
Maybe you'll get a wife like his too.
Right. Are you saying what's it? Oh, so yes, you are dealing with the mental aspect of this.
Yes.
So if I can play better, I can get a better wife.
Yeah.
Like a really hot one.
Or you just get a better score.
man.
Let's start with that. Let's start.
You know what?
there.
I feel pretty lucky that my wife does not listen to this show. She does not think I'm funny in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I don't think
So-
that's
And
funny
guess what?
either.
Neither do we.
Yeah, no, she doesn't think I'm funny at all. Okay, so let's do this. If you had one thing or something simple that people could easily take and that would help kind of make them a little bit better, just a touch better, if you were to like just randomly say, what is something that you think that everybody could do to make them just a little bit better?
That's a good question.
I know it is.
Putting, work on their putting. Definitely.
I you know what? I'm reading. It's funny you said that. I'm literally reading Unconscious Putting by Dave Stockton.
Oh yeah.
Right now. Yeah. It's really, really interesting because he says it doesn't matter how you putt. He goes, but you got to have a system. He goes, you got to have some kind of system and do a couple of different things. But yeah, you got to have some kind of system that you do repeatedly and that'll make you better. Is that kind of like having a swing thought or like a swing system? Is that going to help? Like if you're consistent, is that going to help you play better?
Yeah, routine, pre-shot routine. It'll help you get in the same frame of mind before every shot. It will hopefully help the mental side of it too. If you're always keeping your mind occupied with the same routine before you hit each shot, it will prevent some of the negative thoughts from creeping in there.
All right, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, and dispel this rumor. Have you ever had somebody who's never picked up a club, who's just a natural, and literally like the first or second time they play, they're awesome? That's not a thing, right?
No, not that quick. I definitely you have people that'll pick it up quicker than others based on their hand-eye coordination, their athletic ability, but not that quick.
All right, on that
At least I haven't seen it.
on that same note, have you ever had somebody that comes in there swinging who's left-handed and you told them to go switch to right-handed? Because the guy sitting to my
First thing we
right.
tell them, they're standing on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah, well, that's what I said to Ted. So Ted went and he starts swinging right-handed.
I golfed right-handed for a couple of years. And actually, I did. I never putted right-handed, but I actually took full swings right-handed. And actually, for a couple of years, it was okay. But it was never 100% natural because I feel like I'm more of like the right arm, like almost like a backhand, feels more powerful to me. And it just so I never got comfortable. Even though I hit some good shots, I just had to think about it a little bit too much. But yeah, I heard like if you're right-handed dominant, you should be right-handed. If you're left-handed dominant, but then there's people there's exceptions to every rule. So who's to say?
So in 20 years, you've never had anybody that's left-handed go play right-handed or vice versa.
No.
So my father-in-law's left-handed.
I have had people switch with putting.
That's what
I've had
I was
that a
going to say.
couple
Yeah,
times.
my father-in-law's left-handed, and he's a decent golfer, but he's always putted right-handed. He can't putt left-handed. He
My
putts
brother-in-law,
right-handed.
same thing. Steve, yes, same thing
Okay.
with Steve. Yeah, he putts. He'll play left-handed, but he'll putt right-handed. Yeah, he's got like a dual side putter.
Yeah, and if I pick up like a ping pong tablet or a tennis racket, I play right-handed. So it's weird. So it's just it just depends on on the individual. You can't change it.
One of my best friends, Juan, he's right-handed, does everything right-handed, baseball, basketball, football, but he golfs left-handed. He started golfing in his early 20s, and he had a set of left-handed clubs, and he just golfed left-handed, and now that's how he golfs.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
I'm
he's
pretty
not
sure
good. He's
that's,
not good.
Phil Mickelson too. He's a righty.
Yeah, he is,
But
yeah.
golfs lefty from mirroring his dad when he was a
Yeah.
kid. I think that's Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, no, for sure it is. Yeah, yeah.
But the scary part of that is he has a very serious gambling problem. So if you do that, if you're righty and lefty, I mean, Ted, is there something you want to tell us? Are you gambling?
I'm not good enough to gamble on the
Talking about
golf
my buddy
course.
Juan.
Mickelson. Yeah, he's
buddy
very-
Juan?
Yeah. All right, Mike. We appreciate you being on, man. It was great to have you on. Thank you so
That was a
much.
blast.
Yeah, thanks for the tip.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much for
Thank
being
you.
on. We appreciate it. If you want to get in touch with Mike, he's at Glenview Park Golf Club, just in like the northern suburbs of Chicago. Give him a call, and I can tell you right now, personally, he is fantastic. Most laid back guy. Everything you do is fantastic. And Mike, we wish you all the best. And just keep making sand shots in front of people and make them feel terrible. Yeah, absolute terrible. I mean, you realize,
Thanks, Matt.
yeah,
love it.
Thanks for having me,
yeah,
guys.
you realize you should miss those, right? I mean, yeah. All right, thanks, Mike, man.
Thanks,
Take
Mike.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
All right, see you guys.
Enjoy your
Thanks
summer.
for having me.
All right,
Take
take care. Oh man, is that awesome? That was there's a guy that can play. Basically, 36 holes. You got to play 10 over or better, I mean, and
I
there's
don't-
a
I
guy.
could
Not only
never-
can you
I
do
could
that,
never do
but
that.
you've also got to teach.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I always heard you can't just. I mean, you can't just take like an online course to be a PGA teaching pro. Yeah, so you're not getting your PGA
Yeah.
Tour
I
card.
think there's certain
there has to go
levels.
to schools.
Well,
yeah,
so you're right. No, that's what I was going to say. That's what I meant. And I think so. I know somebody who took the PGA test and he has his PGA player's card.
Yeah, that's probably different.
Right, but he gives lessons. But the problem with that is he can never play in any amateur events ever again.
Ted, so Ted brought a wedge with him, right?
I just like holding it. It's
He
kinda-
brought one of his like 60-degree wedges that he hits about 5 feet off the ground.
It's a 56, yeah.
56. Yeah, that Ted. I mean, I will tell you this. One of the things I want to do one of these days is I want to go out and I want to take some video, just to post to all of our social media, just to have people see you hit a 60-degree wedge that never gets off the ground.
I would probably do the same
it's a
thing.
-1 iron.
I would do the same thing though.
No. It's look at Teddy. He's so upset.
No, but
about
he's
this.
not. He shouldn't be upset, and I wouldn't be upset. No one's ever taught us how to swing that club, right?
No one ever taught me how to golf. I just picked up a
That's
club.
the problem.
was so obvious.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
It goes against. You know what happened yesterday, Mark? Well, I had a birdie, and then he got a birdie,
But-
on the same hole.
That is
Oh, you got to tell him the birdie. Oh, tell him
No
the,
way.
tell him the birdie story. So
Okay,
we're
yeah,
playing
so
on
You're
the-
finally going to beat him with
No,
a bird.
No, I didn't beat him
No,
at
you
all.
ready for this?
I got killed.
So we're on the 17th hole yesterday, right? And I've destroyed Ted. Okay,
Yeah,
I got to
just-
give him. I got to give him a
What
shot a
co-
hole.
What course?
Highland
you said
Woods.
Highland Woods. Yeah.
Highland Woods. So I got to give him a stroke a hole. I've killed him on the 17th hole. This is the wildest thing ever. Us and the two kids that are playing, we hit 4 shots onto the green. 4 beautiful shots. Okay,
And we're and we're all next to each other in a line.
in
right?
a line,
Yeah.
in a line. Okay, so the one kid is furthest away, and he's about 14 feet away, and he takes his birdie putt, and he misses. Ted's about 12 feet away. He takes his birdie putt, and it curves right in. Bam.
Nice.
And these two kids know that we've been
Right.
talking about the fact that we're having a contest, and I kicked his ass, and I got to do that, right? And they're just like they're giving him high fives and all this stuff, right? And so the kid, I'm closest, so I go last, but then the next kid goes and he just misses. And now it's up to me, right? And they're just like, "Oh, Teddy got a birdie. You got to," and I just drained that birdie putt.
It was like
right
2 feet
in
away.
there.
I mean, no, just kidding. It was
I
about
was
10
That
feet.
was about 10 feet away, but yeah, it was
good.
so
It was good.
funny that here's the weirdest thing that the two of us got birdies,
Right.
and these two kids
They're
that
pretty
are
good. They're
obviously
pretty- yeah.
more athletically
Yeah.
gifted than we are.
Way, yeah, big time, yeah.
better,
Yeah.
better. I was happy because they were knocking the shit out of the ball. I was happy when I was like 10 yards.
Did
within
you
10 yards
sneak
of
a
them.
peek at their scores?
We didn't keep their scores, but
No,
we're
I don't keep
you know,
anybody
yeah, we don't
else's
keep it.
scores.
If we get paired up with
Yeah.
two
The
random
one,
guys,
No,
like
but
I
I
said,
mean-
the one kid fell apart. The one kid just started hitting. He barely made contact with the balls, just hitting dribblers for like.
See, that's the
5,
problem
6
with,
holes.
with golf.
but he
and
played.
I
But he
think
looked.
with-
But he looked great for like a stretch.
well, that's what I mean. So
a
a lot of times, I mean, I could look great for 4 or 5 holes, and I completely fall apart. And it's not because I'm a good golfer and I fell apart. It's because those 4 or 5 holes, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Don't think you can only hurt the team.
Yeah. So I was golfing out of my mind because I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, well, just turn your brain off and just have some fun out there. You know?
I think that's that's the thing about taking a lesson or two to kind of help you just kind of put some thoughts into it, right?
Yeah,
like
I
like
agree.
lessons
No,
aren't
that's
going to
what-
make you. They're not going to turn a shitty golfer great.
I'm a
Well,
big
well-
believer in that you should somehow, some way, you got to take lessons while you're on the course itself.
I've heard this is true too.
Have
Like
to.
I've
Yeah.
heard this is true. Like no amateur has ever started from scratch, and unless you're just like have world class timing and tempo to begin with. No amateur has picked up the game late and turned into a PGA pro. That's like never happened in the history of ever. Like
No,
no guy who's
you're
like a
right.
30 handicapper just progressed through and got better and better. Everybody reaches a plateau. And that's probably as good as you're going to get, but that's okay. I mean, as long as you're
Yeah, but to
hitting
be
the
a
ball
pro,
okay.
I mean, to be a pro,
Yeah.
all these guys are starting when they're like 5, 6, and 7. Jordan Spieth
Yeah.
and Justin Thomas, they all talk about these stories about how they all played the junior amateurs
Colin
together.
Morikawa had a swing coach when he was 3.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
A mental coach.
But they all played in all these contests together. You're not going to be a pro. The concept would be to play better, to not be like a massive slice into the woods,
Yeah.
and to be good, and then to record an actual real score.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I hear our friends come up to me and say, "Oh man, I shot an 85," and I'm like, "85 what?" I'm like, "No, there's no way you shot an 85 anything." I'm like, "No,
Wait,
on
why?
your best day." It's just they're with only 3 mulligans, and this putt is good after I hit it 6 feet past, and that kind of stuff. It's just if you really want to be a good golfer, you really have to be more realistic.
I
right?
can't golf. I golf with so many people that are good friends, and we go out there just to have fun,
Yeah.
like I do with you guys. but I am such a stickler sometimes, well, most of the time, for keeping score and playing it by the rules.
We want to play that way.
I can't stand, I'll go with
Yeah.
a couple of guys, and it's every hole, at least 2 shots
Yeah.
are like, okay, they're moving the ball. They're kicking it out here. I mean, I'm talking on every fucking hole.
But
And it drives me crazy.
yeah, but
and then we, at
if
the
you're
end of
not
the day,
playing
we
them for
score.
money-
if you're not playing for money, I mean, it's irritating.
Why are we keeping score in the first place then? Because then they're like, oh, I parred that.
Yeah, let them.
And I'm like, I bogeyed it.
But like I said, if there's nothing on the line, there's gonna. Well, you know,
What do you care?
But there's people like that throughout the whole country who, you know, if you go on like Reddit, for example, and there's like a golf subsection of Reddit where it's the same thing. Like, I play with my buddies. I play with this guy. You know, he does this, and he ends up with like an 82 every time. And you know, and it says, and you know what they say, nobody cares because as long as you're not playing for money, you can write down whatever you want.
No, but
write down
here's
whatever
the point.
you want.
We get back to the clubhouse and we're drinking. We're all looking at our scores, and they're all fucking happy because I shot a 92 and I shot a 99.
But
and
it
I'm
was,
just
but
like,
it was a real, but it
I'm
was
like,
a real
dude,
99.
I didn't move. I didn't take them all again.
But you know what you shot.
I didn't pick up any of my putts.
And you know what? They know what they shot
Yeah,
too.
well, no, they
shot,
don't.
too.
They literally. I mean, I got an argument with them. I'm like, dude, you did not shoot a 92. They're like, dude, look at my fucking scorecard. I'm like, yeah, but you fucking cheated on every fucking hole. They're like, I didn't cheat. I'm like, yes. Remember when you fucking took it and you picked it up away from that tree and you hit? That's cheating. Remember when you picked up and no one gave you it from 5 feet away putting?
President Trump?
That's cheating.
Mr. Trump?
No, Joe. Yeah. No, but that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. Like if you're not playing anybody for money, right? I don't care what you say your score is because my score is my score. We played with a guy, Teddy knows this guy, Tommy. We played with this guy and we would go out on these trips, right? And we would play. And he was one of these guys that moved the ball every time. He never hit from where he was, and every ball moved. And we just and finally we just said, listen, if we're going to play for money, wherever the ball lands, that's where you hit it. And if you can't hit it from there, if you move it, then you have to count that as a stroke and just kind of move on, man. And it's an integrity thing.
Yeah.
But don't worry about it.
I'll give you an example. So like I'll shoot like my average score. Matt's gonna laugh, but you know, like if I shoot a 103, like anything below 105.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you saying you're
No, not average. I'm saying, but if I shoot a 103,
that's a gift from God.
Yeah, but listen, if I shoot a 103, whatever I shoot, that's a real score because I'm not taking
I golfed with you. I know.
drops.
Yeah.
That's why I like golfing with
But
you
he
guys.
rarely ever shoots 103.
If my buddies say
we went out and
if
you
someone
shot.
says,
What was that when we went out? We both shot.
That was
really
a
good.
mini golf course.
No, it was at Chevy Chase. That one time you shot.
I don't remember.
You broke 100, and so did
no, I don't think I ever broke 100 at Chevy Chase. I might have shot 10 something. I did break 100 a couple of times last year.
Where
barely,
was the
I think
course we were at with that guy that was masturbating on the balcony?
Oh, I think it was Chevy.
Yeah, that was Chevy.
Yeah.
Or you
That
accused?
was-
I'm sorry, you accused him of masturbating on the balcony.
Listen, there were. Listen, he was up there. He was butt naked. The guy was butt naked. He was whatever he was doing.
There was
he was
children
standing
playing
up.
below.
Well,
him.
here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. Anyone could write down whatever they want without consequences. But at the end of the day, you're just fooling yourself. You're not fooling
I
me.
know.
You're not punishing me. Like, hey, if you want to see you shot 72, that's great. You know. But
I'm
I mean, but
fine
is
with
it a
it.
real 72 or is it?
I'm fine with it as long as I don't have to hand you money for your pretend 72.
Yeah.
I'm all
Actually,
good
you know
with
what I'd love to do? I'd love to have a match between all of us with my handicap, of course, but just
course
play
you would.
strictly by the rules. Where not even like unless it's like this far, no gimmies. Just for fun. I mean,
That would make
be
it worse
fun.
for you.
No, but it would be fun because that way it kind of puts the pressure on all of us to perform. Where there's no do-overs, there's no makeups. It's like that's your
But
shot.
that's the way we play all the time.
Yeah, when
right.
we play, we
But
only
just
get one on the first hole.
tighten it up even like a little bit more. Like I know we're already doing that, but just like instead of like maybe just the gimme part where you have to put out everything, right? Put out everything.
No, it would take too long. It would just be unnecessarily long. I'm not going to make you putt when you're shooting for a 9.
Well, I'd pick up long before
Yeah.
that. If I max
Yeah.
out of the hole, I'd pick up.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would
not gonna-
I would
yeah.
never do that anyway. So.
Ted,
No, he's talking
Ted,
about
13.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, finish that 13.
No, we're not going to play limited strokes.
All right, listen, before we go, I got to do this because I feel like this is really cool. You guys realize Ron Desantis wrote a new book, right?
A children's book?
No, he wrote an adult's book. He wrote a new book.
There's no way he wrote a book.
So hold on a second. You're not listening to the words I said. He wrote a new book. You know what that means, right?
He's wrote books before.
Yeah,
this
that's what I'm
one.
saying. He's written in the past. He's a prior
he has
published
written
author.
a previous
Yeah,
book.
okay.
Yes, the governor of Florida has written 2 books. In fact, I was at Costco today getting new tires, and I touched his new book.
What's the title of the book?
Courage to be Free.
Oh my god!
I love that title. That's the greatest title ever.
Sounds very empowering.
No, listen to me. Everyone in Florida feels free to do whatever they want, except...
That sounds eerily close to JFK's book that he wrote.
What did he write?
Called? A Lesson in Courage, or what the hell's it called? Something in Courage. I forgot.
I absolutely believe that. Yeah. So everybody in Florida probably believes they're free as long as it's Ron DeSantis' version of free, right? I mean,
well, we could say that about anything. I mean, you're free to do whatever you want, but
but I mean, if
not
he,
everything.
He has the courage to be free.
So it's at Costco.
Yeah. I mean, they sell it everywhere. But listen, if you're free, I mean, obviously, Ron DeSantis' version is the free to be straight, the free to read any book at school, except the ones that he finds to be
personally offensive.
Free to vote unless you're black. Free to study anything at school, unless it's something that he doesn't want. Free to commit the stupidest crimes. I mean, there's a lot of freedoms.
Yeah, I'd have to delve into that. I don't know.
JFK's book's called Profiles in Courage. What's his book called?
What's it called? Courage to be free.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and in it, he obviously talks about serving in the military, right? Yeah, he talks about serving in the military because that's a big thing, right? Because people didn't do that. Yeah.
Well, didn't that mess up John Kerry? Because remember John Kerry, like that was his big thing. He was a Vietnam veteran when he was running for president back in the day. And then I guess remember you heard of those like Swift Boat Veterans for Truth? I guess they came out and said like he didn't do half the stuff he claimed he did in the war.
No, he did. That was all.
Okay.
No, he did.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
But yeah. So he's writing this book, and it's crazy to me. But he wrote a previous book, and this is the one.
What's the title?
No, this is the one. Ready? His
Oh, I see it. I got it.
Yeah. So his first book was Dreams from Our Founding Fathers.
Yeah.
First Principles in the Age of Obama.
That's a long title.
That was in 2011.
Yeah. So this is kind of, I mean, I think of his first book as a moron's take of history. Okay, so I want you to, and this is important because I was looking through this, and this is what makes it weird. So his basic focus in the book is that we need to go back to what the founding fathers said. Yeah. So 250 years ago, we need to go back
when they still thought the Earth was flat, and then the sun revolved around the Earth. That
was a principle,
and there was no anesthesia. They just that those founding fathers.
Yeah, no. I mean, the concept of it seems really stupid, right? And I thought this is awesome and it's perfect, right? So this is some of the things, and I started looking at this, and I was like, what are some of the things that people actually believed back then? So when they wrote the Constitution, our founding fathers, there was still slavery.
Yeah. Well, they were slave owners.
Yeah.
The people who wrote the Constitution are slave owners.
Yeah.
Because it was commonly, unfortunately, that was the epoch of time they existed in. So, they're only as good as the period of time they existed in, you know?
So
that's all they know.
I mean, you got to love our founding fathers, but that still existed.
Yeah.
Women couldn't own property. Yeah, women couldn't own property.
Sure.
I mean, these are the things that we're going back to.
Not only there was only one type of person who could own property,
and that was only. But I know what you're thinking.
To say that they couldn't. No,
you're thinking white guys, but it wasn't even just white guys. Most men,
right,
and women could not own property.
I know. That's what I'm talking about.
And most men and women couldn't even vote. Did you know that?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Most men and women in America couldn't even vote. Right. So is this what we're talking about? Going back to the founding fathers?
This is what they mean. Yeah, that's what he means.
Well, I mean, the good news is, it's one guy writing one book, and like I said, he could have whatever thoughts he wants. But the bottom line is, time marches on, and times change, and you have to change with them. So just like, for example, I had a Betamax when I was in 1979, or a VHS, but they don't exist anymore. So we have to move on from that.
Ted,
so
I mean, there is a better chance than not. I mean, because I think Trump is. I saw that CPAC thing that he. I saw his speech.
Yeah.
Listen, I was drunk when I watched it, but
dude,
I think he was drunk when he said it.
I'm gonna. You have to YouTube that.
Oh my God, dude, it's insane. I think he has zero chance of being there. Ron DeSantis has. I mean, I would say a 99% chance of being the Republican nominee.
Actually, I heard that Trump is actually leading is the leading candidate to be the GOP nominee.
No, he garnered. So they do this like I don't know what they call it. It's a type of vote they did at CPAC to see who's going to be in that
straw poll.
Straw poll.
Yeah.
It's exactly. Yeah. He got 63%.
Trump
did. But here's the catch. Out of all 63% out of the people that showed up, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
DeSantis wasn't there.
Well, the straw polls don't mean
there
anything.
was nobody there. So the person said that's very alarming for Trump that he's preaching to his people. And only 63% voted for him.
Yeah. I mean, straw polls don't really mean a whole lot. It's like saying like whoever wins the Iowa caucus is the leading. They say they make a big deal of Iowa, because as the first state.
Yeah.
And if you win the Iowa caucus, but that's not an indication of anything. Like I think Obama finished third in the Iowa caucus. He went on to win the presidency. So just because you don't win Iowa, I mean, you don't really know until the very end.
There's no
most
other...
of these polls are wrong.
Teddy.
Most of these polls are wrong.
There's
Quinnipiac polls.
So here's the scary thing. I had a buddy of mine who's a very, as far as I'm concerned, pretty level-headed guy. And he doesn't like Democrats, giving all the money away and doing all that stuff, whatever it is. And he said he would actually vote for DeSantis. And I'm telling you right now that I think this is a really bad idea. And listen, you can do whatever you want and say whatever you want, but he doesn't. Here, I'll give you an example.
He's only like 44 years old. He looks like he's 54 or 60, but he's only 44.
But we talked to the Satanist last week, right? And the one thing I asked them is, I go, where are you excluding people, right? And they're like, yeah, we don't exclude people, right? But he does. Ron DeSantis excludes a lot of people. Mm-hmm. He's got a negative view of a lot of people in America, and I just don't think you can have a president who has a negative view of so many different. The different kinds of people in America.
We just had one.
He's like a modern day Archie Bunker.
Trump was worse than anybody.
But that only lasted
in
one
that
time.
regard,
right? That only lasted one time, and then we had to elect. Basically, I'm just going to say this: a man who's too old, a man who's definitely too old to represent. 99% of America.
Yeah, because he's 30 years. He's 30 years removed from the average population, the average age of the population. Of course, he lives.
And that's what we have. But I feel like people are gonna. DeSantis is young, and whatever it is. But I feel like he really excludes a lot of people.
But there's a lot of time for other candidates to come to the forefront because this was not. I mean, I think if you go back to Obama's first when he first got elected, I think he didn't get involved until a year and a half or 2 years.
Well,
he didn't get involved in the process this early.
Yeah, well, here's the real bottom line. Here's the real bottom line. If you have a Republican-controlled House,
and he came out and won.
You have a Republican-controlled House, as you know. You have a Democratic-controlled Senate. So even assuming DeSantis or whoever gets elected, chances are he's not going to get a lot done anyway because he's not going to be able to get any legislation passed.
But think about what we're saying. We're saying that we're going to elect a guy, and we're hoping that he just doesn't get anything done. That he can't do the mean or exclusionary things to people that he wants to do.
Well, hopefully what he'll get done, whoever's the president, not just him, will just be better health care, better infrastructure, lower taxes, which no one's ever seemed to. They talk about it, but they never really seem to do it, or there's no, I don't see any objective findings of it. Yeah,
but I don't
no matter who
DeSantis,
the president is.
I don't hear DeSantis saying any of those things.
But I'm saying we've no matter who the president is, going back, the last 20 years, they've all talked a good game. And once they're there, they're going to tell you what you want to hear. So depending on who their target audience is, just like I think Hillary Clinton, she had her public speech, then she had her private speech.
Shut the fuck up with that.
Wait,
if you say that one more time, I'm going to cut your fucking head off. I swear to God.
We're bringing coal mining back. Coal mining's coming back.
You are not allowed to mention Hillary Clinton ever fucking again. CNN, I swear to God.
Well, if I don't do it, CNN will.
No one is. No one's talking about Hillary Clinton anymore. She doesn't exist.
Maine East finest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she grew up right around here.
Maine East High School.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's right.
She grew up,
that's right. I forgot about that.
Damn. I mean, she had to put up with Bill, man. That was a tough one.
Slick Willie.
Oh man, don't tell Hillary.
Oh,
don't tell Hillary.
Yeah.
Hey,
who's got cigars?
You can say whatever you want about Bill Clinton, but he's probably one of the most naturally gifted politicians of our time. Just good. He played the saxophone.
And
he
a good golfer.
He had that real folksy charm. People eat that shit up. So yeah. So
they do. They do. And you know what? I don't remember. I don't remember him saying anything negative about people.
No, he was a pretty positive guy, and I think he actually got some cooperation on both sides of the aisle. But I think we live in an era of divisive politics. Like you said, goes back to the original thing. We need a third option. We need not a Democrat or Republican. We need to get rid of
for Ted.
We need to vote them both out.
Yeah,
because you know what they're just good cop, bad cop. There's committee hearings, there's investigations that we're gonna spend tens of millions of dollars investigating Hunter Biden. Okay, let's say Hunter Biden's a piece of shit, which he probably is. Okay, we convict Hunter Biden. How does that help us? How does that help the American people? Donald Trump goes to jail. Is gun violence going to go down across the country? Is someone's taxes going to get lower? Are they going to raise the minimum wage because Trump's behind bars? I'm not going to feel safe.
If it would be listen. I will be willing to put any amount of money that Trump will never go to
No,
jail.
yeah. And here's the thing.
Along with
Here's
him and Hunter Biden
Yeah.
will never ever go to jail.
Here's the best thing.
In a billion years.
Just don't elect them. Just if you think someone's up to no good, don't elect them to office. Simple.
Vote them out.
Vote them out.
Not you guys. 'cause
How
you
many
guys don't
Kennedys?
vote.
Diane
how many
Fein-
Kennedys? How
you
many
catch that?
Kennedys were? I got
Diane
that.
Feinstein is 89 years old. She doesn't remember who she is. She's still on some committee, some Democratic committee. Yeah. She's not even retired.
And that's the people in their that's
Yeah.
the people in her neighborhood who are voting for her.
John Fetterman, who has a major stroke, got elected senator of Pennsylvania. Now he's in some clinic for depression. The guy can't read. He can't comprehend anything.
You know what I love about politics?
He's representing the people
that
of
is so
Pennsylvania.
weird.
So they'd rather vote because let's just say they hated the Republicans so much because I think that Dr. Oz was running for Republican. He was a Republican senator candidate.
He's a total fuck up.
Yeah, okay, but at least the guy's cognizant. This guy is mentally. I mean, through no fault of his own, but he's medically challenged. So he can't represent anybody. So he's not doing anybody any good.
That's the best we have.
That's the best you got.
I think about all those races, and that's the best.
Yeah.
That you have
There's
in all these different
there's
things.
not like one working class guy who's like a small business owner who couldn't do a better job than both of those two numbnuts put together.
What normal person want to get involved in this?
Yeah.
Years and years and
But
years
wouldn't
ago,
you want
people
to
went to school for this.
But it costs
and
too
they
much.
worked their
Here's-
way up the ranks. Now you got people that just want to
It's
run
too
for
much.
Congress.
It costs too much money.
Madison
it
Cawthorn.
takes too long.
They all do.
Remember our buddy?
Yeah, but I'm saying the political cycle takes too long. I think in other countries, like for example, with like the elections in South Korea, it's like real quick. It's like boom, boom. Here, like we're talking about this for years. As soon as the president gets elected, they're already talking about who's going to be the nominee 4 years from now.
they are.
It's just ongoing and ongoing.
Well, that's a party.
Like I
thing.
said,
it's a problem with our party system.
The main takeaway is why would somebody spend $1 billion to apply for a job that pays $400,000 or $425,000 a year, which is the presidency, and it's not about helping people. It's about obtaining power and keeping that power as long as possible. Period.
Isn't that weird though? But
so
you
they're
know
not
what?
they're not there to help you.
But listen, even if I wanted to,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want anybody digging in my past.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. Did you guys hear about Mark Wahlberg?
No.
You guys didn't hear this? So this is the funniest thing. I swear
You mean
to
Marky
God.
Mark?
Marky Mark.
Oh.
So when Marky Mark was 16 years old, he stole some liquor from a liquor store.
Yeah.
And on his way out, he happened to punch and kick.
Oh yeah, that's all. He went to jail.
Yeah, he happened to punch and kick two Asian guys.
Yeah.
Right? So last week or 2 weeks ago, during the SAG Screen Actors Guild thing, he gave away an award that was won by some Asian Americans. And they're like, and so this is what people posted on social media. It's amazing that he would do this after his history of racism. And I'm like, a history of racism? He was drunk. He was 16, and he punched the two guys that owned the liquor
Yeah,
store
they were
as
just
he was
random.
trying to steal.
They were just random.
Yeah.
So it's not that, that if they were like East African or something, he would have punched them too. They just happened to be
He
Asian.
just would have punched the first person he saw because he was drunk and trying to steal.
He wants to get away.
But isn't that funny? Because it's something you did when you were 16 and a piece of shit. I mean, everybody. I mean, if you're judging me when I was 16, then I shouldn't be allowed. I honestly, I shouldn't be allowed to drive a car.
So what you're saying is he did the crime, he did his time, and now
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
he has a
actually,
history of racism.
Well, I mean, here.
Yeah, but now there's always going to be the cancel. It's like the cancel culture, rears its head again.
Oh,
yeah, but we were
cancel
talking
culture. Is
last
that
week.
slut shaming? It's not the same
that's
thing.
that's the new well,
okay.
slut shaming is the cancel culture. Yeah, that is the cancel culture.
Well, last week we were talking about crimes, and you guys wanted to fucking put people away for 100 million years.
No,
we just want
100
wanted-
million
no,
years.
no, just
Ted
want
wanted to
no, we
bring
just
back public
no,
executions.
we just want to
people
euthanize
people
them.
stealing money.
We just want to
Like, this guy stole money. Why should he go to prison?
not $10. I'm talking about like major financial. I'm just giving an example. In other countries, they execute people for embezzlement.
know,
That's
but
all I'm
we're
saying.
not other countries.
Wait, but hold on a second. Are you saying the world wouldn't be better off with Bernie Madoff dead? I know what you're talking about. I just listened to the show
he's
before.
dead already.
He's dead now. Yeah, but he died of natural causes.
And scene. Well, I don't know. See, it's funny. I don't even.
Oh,
pay
did you
attention
watch
yet.
that documentary?
About Bernie Madoff?
Yeah.
No, but now that I know he's dead, I will.
They execute people for drug smuggling in Malaysia. Like if you're caught with a certain amount of heroin, and you might not agree
heroin's
with
bad,
it,
Ted.
but the point is they're just smuggling small amounts of
Heroin's
heroin.
really
Yeah,
bad.
or whatever it is, But the point is, stuff here that you get probation for, they will execute you in other countries. I'm not condoning it necessarily. In Saudi Arabia, they'll cut your hands off for stealing.
Well, I mean, that's
But Saudi
so
Arabia
extreme.
is really fucked up. They are
Is it?
really
horrible. They
Ted,
have no human
Saudi
rights.
Arabia.
It's
Listen,
Yeah.
the worst. Oh
listen.
my God.
Saudi Arabia is really fucked up, and I know it's Women's History Month, and
Yeah.
I think I texted you guys that I want to get some women on to talk about some different things. I mean, hold on, let me grab this.
I could do my girl voice.
Hold on. So there's this thing called Girls Not Brides. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, right? But there are people who are girls who are being married, forced to be married at very, very young ages. And there's like
Wait, where?
all across the world.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All across the world.
Afghanistan,
Yeah.
Taliban.
So there's a group called Girls Not Brides that are trying to stop this, trying to outlaw it. And even though it's outlawed, obviously, people break the law.
Wait, these are Americans trying to go in other countries.
It's people from all over the world.
Okay,
people from all over the
gotcha.
world that are trying to stop this. And there's another group called UN Women that are trying to help women.
Sure.
And what's this other? Zanta International. And all these groups are working to help women to, be empowered and do all that stuff. And that's where, like Saudi Arabia.
I agree with that 100%.
That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing.
Well,
So
here's what I like.
But
It's
I
just
was
not
I was
Amer-
I
it's
was
just
no
not
I was
Americans doing
no
this.
I wasn't conflating the suppression of women's rights with crime and punishment. I understand it's
right.
intertwined. I'm just saying that we have too many bad actors walking around the streets with impunity who have multiple felony convictions, and they know because they've been arrested multiple times that nothing's really good. There's no consequences for their actions. That's all I'm saying. So I'm just saying if
those people are small potatoes to the people that are doing these things internationally.
I agree.
With the human trafficking and all that kind of stuff, and it's really really
Well,
important
the thing
that we focus on what's the big picture, right? The big picture.
Yeah.
And there's too many times that we're so focused on what's happening in our neighborhood
Yeah.
that we kind of lose track of this, right? Until it affects us, until we get that piece.
It has to be like what you said. It was Girls Not Brides.
Girls Not Brides.
So a campaign like that, it needs to be a worldwide campaign, right?
Right.
It just can't be America. We do a lot, but we also get involved in stuff, and it gets like, here the Americans are, over this and that. But when other countries get involved and it becomes a worldwide campaign, I think it means a lot more, and I think it goes a lot further.
Well, no,
that's what's great about that. What you're saying, other countries are like, hey.
Oh yeah, this thing is really big, especially in a lot of countries where they have, here I'll just say, where they have a Muslim religion where the women have less rights, right? Where they're treated as I wouldn't even say second class citizens because if you can't leave your house or you can't leave your house without being covered from head to toe without your fucking eyes,
Afghanistan,
but
right?
It goes back.
That's not real. That's not real, and those aren't rights.
Here, I'll give you an example. So Iran, there's a lot of good people. They're probably westernized like us, but because they live under the oppression of the Ayatollah Khomeini. So you have this. It's not the Taliban. It's because the Taliban's Afghanistan. I'm talking about Iran. So I'm just saying a lot of people are they're like us. They go to cafes, they go out, they want to learn stuff, they want to be progressive, but you have this repressive. Religious regime that's basically from the Stone Age, who's basically controlling the whole population. So if you got rid of them, we're not like the Iranian people. They're good people. It's just that small group
it's government.
who's controlling.
It's not people,
who's controlling
it's government.
them.
Same thing with China.
But you can't. But you can't.
It's the government.
Yeah, but you can't get rid of them. Because you can't. Because just logistically, they're too far away. And of course, if you nuke them, it's going to start. It's going to start a whole onslaught of things.
Ted, you can't just nuke a country.
No, you can't. I'm saying you can't. But I'm saying, they have to get rid of those people from within somehow. I mean,
I'm second guessing now. Well, yeah, actually,
You're second guessing the nuking.
I'm second guessing that. I do want you to. We are going to have you run for president.
Yeah.
But you're not. You can't have the nuke code.
No, that's fine. No,
Mark, you and I will. Doesn't he have a? What does the president have a council?
No, the guy carries the football. He has a 4-star general that carries the football, which is the briefcase that has the nuclear codes in it. So it's handcuffed to his wrist. All that good stuff.
Whatever it is, Ted, I'm not going to let you. When you call it in, here, whatever. What do you call it? What do you call the group the president has? It's not the presidential council. I can't even think of
inner circle. I don't know
whatever it is. Whatever it is, Mark. We will make sure that when Ted says, "Bring me the briefcase," we just tell the guy, "Don't do it." Hold on. Let me give him 2 more drinks.
He means the backgammon briefcase.
Yeah. Let me give him 2 more drinks and just forget about it.
Oh, the football guy. He's got the day off. He's not available.
Yeah, but I mean that is just and I hate to bring it down or bring it whatever, but these are some of the things that what I'd like to do is in the next couple weeks is and not even and not even during that Women's History Month is just kind of a thing, but kind of bring some of that to light and bring some of that out because I don't think enough people pay attention to it, right? Yeah. Like if you're not watching NPR or you're not watching CNN or whatever for a long period of time, you're never going to hear about this stuff, but you need to, right? I mean, it's real and it's happening.
So March is Women's
March is Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
here,
Yeah.
so okay, I'm not sticking up for Ron DeSantis, but okay, let's just say, and
Don't,
I don't, no,
'cause
I don't,
we will
I-
actually
I don't,
fight.
I don't know what his politics. Okay,
Yes, you
I don't,
do.
Well, not all his politics, but let's just say he's excluding certain groups. Like for example, I'm not going to name any specific groups, but like I said, there's other countries, that will kill those groups for being just who they are. So,
But
so
that doesn't-
we got to keep
that
that. We got to keep that in context.
Because, you know what?
We'll kill them.
But if you're half of the asshole that somebody else is, you're still an asshole.
Of course, but
Okay.
but it's not going to affect. I mean, like just because one guy harbors those thoughts, even if he becomes president, realistically, he's not going to be able to pass any type of laws that are going to be discriminatory against the whole group of people. He
You
might
don't know that.
He might try, but I don't think he'd make it. I mean, let's assume
He's got his little
makes it to
bullshit
president.
crew. He's got his little bullshit crew, Matt Getz. He's got his bullshit crew, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
He's got all those people. Listen.
God, it's so hard not to say
You know,
the R word when you say those people.
Yeah, I
know
don't
what
do
you-
that
I know
anymore.
what you-
I'm not
I know-
doing it anymore.
I know what you mean.
But listen, it's like that book, and it's like that book about the Holocaust, right? And I think it's like Not Me, right?
Mouse.
Yeah, where they
Mouse,
is that the one with the no
The cats
No,
and
he's
mice?
talking about a different
the one with the animals, right? Where they come and they take all the squirrels away.
Yeah.
And then the rats and the rats are just like, man, I don't give a shit. They took all the squirrels away. It's not me, right? And then they come by and they take all the rats away.
Yeah.
And the bunnies are like, oh, who gives a fuck as long as they're not coming after the bunnies.
Yeah.
And then they come after them, right? Because it's that thing. If we don't
you're
don't
right.
make an effort,
Yeah.
if we don't make an effort,
everybody
every
that's not
day,
like them.
right? If we don't make an effort every day to just say, man, stop doing this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
You can't do this anymore, right? Like we're not going to stand for you to outlaw this or to outlaw that. Things that people can do every day, then we're failing.
Yeah.
We're failing. If we let Ron DeSantis become president and start excluding people, and again, I bring it back to the Satanism thing. Where's your exclusionary? And they're like, we don't have any. If we let people exclude people, then we're failing.
Yeah. Well, I think you just got to take the religion out of politics.
But it's not even religion, man.
Or whatever it is.
LGBTQ. None of that stuff is religion.
No, I think
Right, but it's rooted.
no,
But
I
it's
think-
rooted.
yeah,
it's
I
rooted.
think
It's rooted in
He's
that.
right. Like DeSantis knows a lot
It's
of
rooted
their
in
values
that.
are rooted in.
It's rooted in that.
the religious beliefs, and they're trying to impose it on everybody else, and they're trying to.
So basically, he's roundabout. He's trying to impose his
a lot
personal.
of it's
he's
a
trying
lot
to,
of it's a secular.
He's trying to
thing, and-
impose his personal belief system upon other people who he doesn't agree with philosophically, right? And we can we can say that for a lot of people, But the good news is we're so diversified in this country that no one group, unless it's literally like an armed insurrection, is never going to gain that much control to do that. But I know what you're saying, though. I know what you're saying. So I think the analogy you're saying is that they came for this. I didn't say anything. They came for that. I didn't say anything.
Right.
And then they came for me, and there was nobody there to talk on my behalf. So that's
who
what
the
you're
fuck's
saying.
protecting me?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, man. I you know what? I've been talking to these different people from these different women's groups and stuff, and trying to get them on the show. And of course, I mean, we're called the Real Three Idiots, so it's
kind of
tougher.
We got two strikes against us.
It's tougher. It's tougher than NPR. I'm pretty sure when NPR calls, I'm pretty sure they're like, "Yo, you're NPR. Do you have any idiots?" And they're like, "We have zero."
Well, you know what?
idiots."
I'm not even taking you seriously once I hear the name of the Real Three Idiots.
I'm sorry. We have 0 idiots, and we talk much slower.
And they're much calmer.
Yeah, and yeah. Okay, so let's put this thing to bed. Mark, last thoughts. And remember, we talked mostly about golf.
Yeah, well, that's my last thoughts. I feel like I got gypped by sending you a video of me swinging, and you didn't even give it to Mike. So Mike doesn't analyze my swing.
So here's what we'll do.
My final thoughts are: I quit golf.
I've analyzed your swing, Mark, and it's perfect in my book. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing.
I will. Here's what I'll do.
Maybe this is played out by those two. Hey, let's not talk about Mark's swing because it is fucking perfect. How that guy shoots 100 every time, I have no idea.
It's in his head.
No, so you know what I'll do is I'll make sure that he gets it. I thought he got it, but I'll make sure he gets it, and we'll get some maybe more in-depth
I'm
stuff.
just kidding.
Some
He
more
doesn't have
person.
to.
No.
Well, here's my
I
final
wanted him to
thoughts.
laugh at you.
Here's my final thoughts regarding golf. Just have fun with it. Don't cheat because the score doesn't matter. Just go out there and play, have fun with your friends, and don't take it too serious because nobody wants to golf with that guy that's beating up the fucking bag with his phone.
Unless his phone's
Nobody wants to golf with Mike Ditka, and nobody wants to golf with those kind of hotheads just because they're not.
Or if you just honestly,
Ted, what do you always say about being on the golf course?
If you just would have chipped it on the green, none of this would have happened.
What do you always say when someone's getting mad?
I don't know what I say.
You always say a bad day on a golf course beats a
good day in the office.
Good
Yeah,
day in the office.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I'm not
You
the first.
say that 18 times.
Okay, well, because I mean
Yeah, it's because he's having such a bad day on the golf course.
No, but that's true. So that's
for sure.
that's
Yeah,
it.
just have some fun with it. Yeah.
That's 100% true.
All right, Ted.
And I won't even tell the story about the guy, our buddy Joe, who literally took a flag out of the hole and javelined it. I saw him do it twice. He was so mad. He took the flag out of the hole
That's
on the green.
dangerous. That's dangerous.
And he kind of throws like a sissy boy. But yeah, he javelined it about 30 yards. It was.
Well, he was trying out for the Olympics.
I saw him do it twice. It was two of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. All right, Teddy, last thoughts.
Thanks, Mike Stone. My swing wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, unless you were just being polite. I appreciate that. So, and let's be all inclusive, by the way. So.
Yeah, I agree. Let's be all inclusive. Lots of people just like Ted suck.
Oh boy.
Actually, the funniest thing, just real quick. So I was reading this article in the Golf magazine, and it says, what do you do when you're playing with a really good golfer and you're not a good golfer? What do you do? So there's tips like they say, don't say good shot after every shot. There's a few other things. And then at the very end, it was like so passive-aggressive. It goes, just because you're not a good golfer doesn't mean you're not a good person.
Which is just the opposite for Ted.
That's the funniest thing I
So I reminded Teddy that we were going to have a golfer on, right? I reminded Teddy we were going to have a golf expert on, and he told me a story about Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
This is real, yeah.
Michael Douglas is like 85 years old, right?
Yeah, he's like 105. Yeah, I mean, he's
Catherine Zeta-Jones, they play golf together. And this is what Catherine Zeta-Jones told people. She told people that when Michael Douglas hits the ball and he doesn't get it past the women's tees, and it's called a dick out shot. Everybody knows it. If you play golf, you say it, but I mean, obviously nobody does it, right? You don't hit past the women's tees. Catherine Zeta-Jones says she actually makes Michael Douglas pull his dick out. Teddy's telling me this, and I go, yeah. I go, but he's playing with his wife, so if he pulls it out, I mean,
and supposedly they're only she doesn't do it in front of like other people. She just does it when it's just him and her. So I guess it's okay to humiliate your husband if it's just one-on-one, but just not in front of other people.
Imagine being stuck on a golf course with those two fucking idiots in front of you.
You know what?
An 85-year-old guy and
well, you were never stuck by him because they were probably always playing private.
You know what the
country
greatest
clubs.
story here? And this is my final thought. The greatest golfing story you could ever tell, even if you got 10 holes in ones, was that you played with Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And he hit a terrible tee shot, and you watched Michael Douglas pull his dick out, and you got to see
to his ball.
you got to see Michael Douglas's dick. That would be
shriveled up baby elephant trunk.
That would be the greatest.
Does she have to pull out her dick when she doesn't hit?
Well, hers is probably bigger than his. That's for sure.
It is.
No,
it's not a thing. Okay. But that would be the greatest golf story in the history of golf stories. And with that, we will leave you till next week. Enjoy, have fun. Listen, whatever sport you play it. Have fun. Enjoy it with.
And keep your dick in your pants.
Yeah, no matter what you do, keep your dick in your pants.